that's good
So
for
we're
me.
still 7.
You are still 7 right now. Yep.
Fine.
But no,
Well-
just keep it 8. It doesn't matter. Yeah, keep it
Okay.
8 for now because you guys are going to be doing your long rest.
Canonically, we went back into the vampire room and
Right.
took our long rest there.
Right.
Yeah, Umbra and Philip are in the skin closet together in the dark.
Yep.
The way this works, you can move your miniature, Azrael. So just keep in mind wherever you are is actually where you are canonly. So like if you start to move your miniature into this thing, like into the prismatic glowing thing, you really did move there. So just keep in mind to be careful.
Okay.
So
Sounds good.
which you probably don't
Okay.
want to do. So yeah. Okay. All right. We'll start right from here. Erastus with cuts opening up on his body.
He just holds his wrist up and displays his pocket watch and just screams out, "It worked!"
We need to have a conversation about that later. And
Uh,
Cio will
wait.
like
I mean, I have
later.
no idea what happened. Why am I hurt? Ooh, ouch.
Cio is gonna just squint at Erastus and raise an eyebrow. And she's not super hurt, just from a quick ocular pat down.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely bleeding all over and like significantly hurt, but he's not dead or anything. He's not like
I'll
crippled,
use
bones
cure
broken.
wounds and put myself
Okay.
above half health.
I'll cast Prestidigitation and get all the blood off you.
Cio's gonna ask for Gretna to check on Erastus, and she'll just like go up to him, like squish his face, see that he's okay, and she's immediately gonna go over to Azriel and try and help pick him up off the
Okay,
or
hold on a
wall.
second. Cat. Okay. I have a cat problem. All right. Let me do a medicine check on Erastus. Yes.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I am though. Stop fussing.
That's a 27. How is Erastus?
It doesn't look like he has a ton of internal bleeding, but he does have some. He actually has some pretty significant wounds. Now that you've seen him cure himself, like a lot of that has gone through, but he's still pretty hurt.
44 out of 74.
Okay. Yeah. Fine.
I'll be fine. Just give me a good nap.
A good nap? Are you serious? You don't want me to help you? Because I
No,
won't if you don't want me to. I'm not
no,
going to force
I'll be
myself on
fine.
you.
I'll take a nap. Save your strength.
He's not in the succubus room.
Don't worry about me.
Who the hell is that?
Yes, I was going to ask the
It's-
same thing.
Yeah, Azrael, do you want to describe your character real quick so they know who they're looking at?
I mean,
So as I get shot into this reality and bang against the wall, you see you see like a 6'2", probably 190-pound half elven male with jade green eyes and brown hair and like an olive skin tone, dressed in like traveling leathers and with a scale mill underneath. And he's kind of blooded up. Obviously, he has blood on his head from hitting the ground, but he's kind of taking in everything, not necessarily panicked, but aware that he might be in over his head right now.
oh yeah, that's that dude. What I gave my sword to.
Yes, yes,
He
it
doesn't
is.
look too good. How you feeling, buddy?
Should we throw him back?
Absolutely not, Erastus. Don't even.
I'm feeling fine, but I don't know where I am, and this place is very strange to me, as you all are.
You don't look good. I
Thank
cast
you.
healing word on him.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Cure
Can we
wounds.
just
Right. Well, this is the group that
so that's
entered the tunnel.
6, 7, 8. You got 9 points on you. I give
Okay,
you 9
so
So
points.
I'm
health.
I'm full then.
That's
Cio will just explain this is her group. The ones that they entered the dungeon with, and she'll briefly tell him we left the dungeon the next day, entered another dungeon.
yeah. That's
That's
it's like Azazel or I can't remember the name. Wheeling the
Azrael.
Israel.
Yes, that is. And where are you? Where are we now? Why is that? What is this place? And why am I here?
Pretty much. I don't know. I can figure it out, but Okay, never mind.
That might take time to figure out how you got here because you came through that, and Seal will point to the giant fissure in the floor.
Yep.
That turned his clockwork bird Bemi into bread, but you came out of that. So that's a great question we can delve into later.
So Gretna, the book that you have is strapped on your belt side, correct? Did I remember
Yeah.
that correctly? You notice that the book itself is glowing a very like thin veil of prismatic sheen. You've never seen this before. It's brand new.
Would Azrael notice this?
Probably, yeah. I don't. She's not hiding it, and matter of fact, anyone that has a book out notices that's the same. But of course, if the book is in the bag of holding or something, you wouldn't notice this. But anyone that's actually carrying a book on them would know that that is now the way the books are.
I'd like to look at my book closer.
I would also like to
Yeah.
look it over.
Yeah. So you guys start going through and kind of like I assume that everyone's very interested in this. If you're actually going through, it's you can go ahead and make Arcana checks, all of you. But it does look like it's superficial in the sense that nothing in the book has changed. Like you open it up, you still have a map, you still have blank pages. The book's not reacting as if you're ready to like basically go inside of it because when you open it, there is no room. What was the highest Arcana check so far?
I got a 19.
Oh
19?
damn, I'm not in dice rolls. I got a 15.
Okay. So Philip, one of the things you notice is that there's like an unintelligible and difference to the book, but it's not something that you can quantify. And it's certainly not something that you can explain or understand. But there's an emotional difference to the book that it actually feels more powerful to you, but it also feels slightly off, and you're just not exactly sure where else this goes. It is under the effect of some kind of magic that's way beyond your understanding.
Do I have any idea why the changes happened? I mean, like,
No,
it happened
it's
when he came into the room, right? Do I
yeah,
have a sense
it's
of when?
now here's the thing. You did come from a room that has rainbow colored energy going through it. This is considerably more pale than that, considerably more. So the way when you actually look inside the other room and look at this energy that's swirling in, it is a constantly changing rainbow of violent, very very vibrant, very bright colors with tendrils of magic going through the entire room to the point that it almost looks like visual, like if you could actually see radiation because it was so incredibly pronounced, which of course you can't. You can only see the effects of the electrons coming out of it. But if you could see that, that is how it looks. It looks dangerous and frightening and detrimental to your health. But this is a sheen of almost. It almost looks like aurora borealis, like wrapping on the book itself, and it's
Yeah.
very very faint, but of course noticeable. So it does look different.
So you said that it was almost an emotional difference. Can you give
Yes.
me a sense of what that emotional energy that I'm picking up off of it is?
Yeah, so so that's the frightening part. When you look at this and go through it, it's all of them. It's like extreme amounts of joy, pain, sorrow. You're actually frightened. The only one that comes out more than the other ones, even though all of them are coursing through you slightly once you touch the pages, is fear. But it's a reverence fear as well. Everyone will eventually pick this up, by the way. It depends on how in tune you are to the weaves, but everyone will feel this eventually. But you're feeling it first, yeah. It's just something. It's like messing with dangerous stuff that you just don't know anything about. You have a great deal of respect for this, and you have no idea why. So it's that unknown fear that you're picking up.
Yeah. Does anyone else have their books like in a visual place where I can see it?
That is a good
Mine is.
question. So Gretna's is, and who else?
Mine is.
I would. I'd be watching it with a
Okay.
new person, but I would.
Okay, so Erasmus is too. So at this point, you guys can all just take your books out. That's totally fine. If everyone's
Guys, the
seeing
books
this,
are
yeah.
weird. Philip announces.
They've always been weird.
No, like weird, new weird.
Yeah, he'll point out all of it. Yeah.
We're all weird, new weird.
Yeah, but it's beautiful, isn't it?
Now, Azrael and Sio, your books don't react at all. Azrael and Sio, do have slightly different books anyway. Their books are not as ornate as yours. But this is private information for now because I don't think that those books are out, but your books aren't doing anything. Cool. No prismatic.
Interesting.
Before we say anything more about any of the books, hi, what's your name, new friend?
My name is Azrael, and you are Azrael Dorgon.
All right, so before you would see this like hooded young man, maybe 5'6", with a dusty gray cloak of shaggy matted wool that kind of extends over his shoulders and fastened over his chest, to these two ragged coattails that kind of drift behind him. And he has like this billowing hood up, with a dreary set of robes and a dark pair of boots to match. And you see he's got like a thin grayish scruffy face with a large pair of like these sunset red goggles. And he kind of, when he sees you, he kind of lifts them, and you see dark circles under a pair of these like really blood orange eyes. And he stands up a little bit straighter. And you see on the inside of this woolly mantle is this intricate pattern of muted grays and beiges and oranges. And in the corners are these large bullseye patterns like false eye spots on a moth. And his skin is this like ashy jaundice color. Well, my name is Umbra. It's a pleasure to meet you.
And you as well.
And standing right behind him is Philip, who extends his hand energetically, despite being, I mean, he's about just under 7 feet tall, weighing about like 250 pounds. This big dude who has a look on his face of like childish wonder and also that fear that we were just talking about, like sitting in the back of it. And he says, "I'd love new people who pop out of strange, terrible, awful portals."
One of the things that you notice, Azrael, about him, because it's unmistakable, and you can't help but notice, is that he has two giant black fangs in his mouth that seem a bit out of place, and it's also a huge contrast compared to his demeanor, because he comes across as a very jovial, friendly guy, but as soon as he opens his mouth to smile, he has what looks like fangs that could literally rip you apart.
Damn it, Chris, I need to say that I'm talking like I have braces on from now on, or like I just got braces on from now on.
Forget a mask.
Not as much smiling, Philip, please.
Sorry, it's a new habit.
Azrael hesitantly extends his hand and shakes his hand, looking him, in the face directly.
And you remember me and CO.
Yes, of course.
And like I said, that's the hammer. And I point to Gretna.
In front of you is a really small, 4'6" tall dwarf with blonde hair and a helmet on. She's wearing basically blue and white, and you can see she has a holy symbol on a necklace, a stone holy symbol on a necklace.
It's a pleasure to meet you all.
You say he's okay?
Yeah, he's okay. I gave him my sword.
He's trustworthy. I've seen him fight. He's incredibly adept.
He's Kino's problem now.
Who is?
All right. So, what's our next step? Do you need to get back somewhere, Azrael?
Map.
I mean, eventually, yes, I'd like to get back to my siblings and my friends, but
Hey, dude. They're gonna do just fine. I mean, what they did when we were that powerful, I don't know if we would have been able to manage it. So they can hold on for a little while at least.
That is high praise. He really doesn't talk that well about anyone ever.
We fought a rock monster. Well, you fought fire monsters. I fought a rock monster.
We were just about to take a nap, Azrael. Because we had a very intense conversation with a skull and turned a pet into bread, and it was a little bit much for all of us.
Yeah.
And we stole some clothes from a succubus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have a bow.
Yeah, and at this point, by the way, things go back to normal and your books reactivate, and you know that yes, you could go inside of them once you realize that. So you can level at this point.
Wait, so the books aren't doing the thing anymore, Chris?
No, they're still prismatic. They're just remember this is before. Well, this is before all of you leveled, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that before there was no action, as you recall. The books had mentioned you were going to basically be able to go inside of them. You open them up expecting this time to open them up and see like a room. That didn't happen. But now, for whatever reason, that's gone back. So, but they are still prismatic.
Okay. Cool. All right.
So,
As everyone's doing their
Azrael.
introductions with Azrael, could Sio maybe send a message real quick in her book?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Nap now.
So what was inside that rift? I'm so curious.
The Tomb of Horrors. Again.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
It's
if
the
anyone
worst.
wants to do anything, before they go through it, let's do it now because again, you're going to have to deal with an entire timeline where people are in the books again, and I will let Sio and Az go into secret because there's going to be times where there's going to be a amount of time where people are leveling, and Sio has a different leveling mechanic obviously than all of you. And Azrael is new here, so he can't like level essentially. So those guys are going to be out doing that. But while we do that, does anyone need to do anything? I guess going through it, or does anyone want to have conversations? Because if so, I'm going to put them in a separate place.
The only thing I want to do is before I bed down, I want to spend at least an hour studying these fire elemental cores I got and trying to devise a way to integrate them into my machinery as a power source.
Okay.
I'm gonna be ritual casting detect magic, and I just want to see if the school of magic on the book changed.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. You can, does anyone else want to do anything while he's taking the 15 minutes?
I'll pray.
Okay. All right. So what's going to end up happening? So Sio and Azrael, you guys are going to be like on your own as the group goes through. So it's kind of important that we figure out where we're going to do this, considering you guys know that this is not the safest place. So as you're going through and like thinking of a strategy, we'll fast forward after that strategy's done wherever they end up, and I'll let you and Azrael spend more time because Sio, you have specifics that you have that's time sensitive. So,
Right.
do you remember what that is? Correct. Cool. Okay.
Philip.
All right.
Philip, back in the closet.
Here, I'll move you guys on.
Not staying in the succubus room.
I'm not staying in the wild magic room, so come and get me.
You'd rather stay in the skin closet?
Yes, I'd rather stay in the skin closet. Nothing bad has happened to me in the skin closet yet.
It's
Think
true. The
about where
skin
he
closet
grew
is
up.
great. It's actually the skins are like slightly scented. The succubus clearly perfumes them regularly. It's really nice in there.
That's an upgrade from where
I
they
mean-
grew up. Of course, they're gonna stay in the skin closet.
At least she takes care for things.
I'm so tickled by this.
What did Erastus say?
I said that closet's an upgrade from the whole place they grew up. Of course, they're gonna stay in the closet.
He's
Excellent.
right. It feels like home here.
It reminds us of home. Yes, of course.
Yeah, real quick, we do need to figure out where you guys want to be.
Well, canonically, when we ended last session and we did go back into the other room because I disarmed the trap again.
I know, I remember. Yeah, but it's up to you guys where you want to end up. Yep.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
if you
let that
guys want to
same
go
ult-
through there, I will follow whatever the group wants to do.
let that same result apply from.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's still gonna happen if you guys decide to go through there. So
Yeah,
yes.
we can go back to the one place we know is safe.
Great, let's do that.
Should do that, especially because we might need to go that alternate route anyway. Because it doesn't seem like there's really an exit in this fissure room, and we shouldn't really go back in there.
Hey, so okay, before we do that, Azrael, yeah, ears, okay, up, cool. Don't go into. There's going to be a bunch of vampires and demons, and he has this private space. We don't go in there.
I'm
And
not going
what he's
anywhere
talking
without
about.
any of you.
Yeah, and I can show it to you, but Erastus will point it out when you get in, but it's this place with the laser pointing.
Okay.
Go in there. We don't know you.
I'm not going in there. I'm not going anywhere without any of you.
Okay, cool. Well, I can also teach you how to use that sword a little bit.
That'll work. We can do that.
All right. Well, I will go and disarm the trap again, as I did
Yeah.
last, and lead everyone into the vampire room.
Okay. Yeah, feel free to move your miniatures where you guys want to be.
We don't see is the door leading out of the fissure room, is that a hidden door?
No, that there it's an actual door there. As a matter, it is an actual door. I'm sorry. Yeah, there is a real door here.
I would have also pointed that out to Erastus if he said, well, there was obviously a door on the other side. If you just want to skirt around the outside, instead of doubling back on ourselves.
Yeah.
There's always that option.
Do you mean in the prismatic
There's
room?
another door. Yeah.
Yeah, but we want to take a rest and we don't know what's on the other side of that door, so it's better to go to the known quantity than the unknown quantity.
Fair enough.
There is a binary. It's either safe or not safe.
Even the known is unsafe. Yeah.
We live in a state of one.
There is unsafe and unknown. Pick one.
Sometimes you get both.
You guys obviously don't carry a shell on your back.
That has nothing to do with this conversation.
No, I sleep with a 25 AC, so that helps.
I am sleeping in a book.
Okay. All right. So if you guys want to go ahead and level, you can.
Thank you, goodness.
All right. And then what I'll do is as they're leveling, I'll go ahead and give you guys 5 minutes, which I will
Set the timer.
go through. Hold on. You guys can figure out what you're going to do there, and then we can start this out. But hold on, I'll get you in here, and just give me like a quick rundown of what you guys want to do when we get in there. So hold on 1 second. I'm just gonna go down with them. All right, so Azrael. So here's the thing: you can't level like with them, obviously. Oh, I'm in the wrong room. Hold on.
Yeah, you're still. Tell us the secrets. No, he's gone. We
Oh,
almost
everything.
knew it. I was so close.
I'm just gonna go walk into Kaylee's office and just sit down. See how long it takes for her to kick me out. Hold on a second. All right, guys, you're on my speakerphone. On my phone, we're gonna go on a mission.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Why do I feel like this is gonna be some like weird smack cam thing?
What's your secrets?
Exactly that.
She yelled at me.
Get the fuck out of my room, I'm playing Minecraft.
Get in my room.
Are you winning, son?
She was drawing a pentagram and salt on the ground, though, so that's probably not a good sign.
Well, if you draw a circle around yourself, it protects you, right?
Yeah.
But why didn't you draw one around me?
Well, that's all she has to do is put one around herself. Maybe it's to protect the entire world from herself.
I mean, in this Discord, we should just have a standard rule that anytime a warlock shows up, we just beat the death before it. I mean, look at every problem group A, B, and C has faced. A warlock.
That's true.
Find it.
We don't know he's a warlock though.
That should just be like,
Does Erastus know he's a warlock yet in character?
I saw him use Eldritch Blast.
Well, I mean, Aelul also has Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, you can have Eldritch Blast without being a warlock. You
Well,
Yeah.
class racist.
He seems to be
Classist.
EO, so I have an 18 intelligence. I think I can put one together to 2.
I think we should kill him just to be safe.
We should kill him just to be safe.
Shoot
Right
first,
now?
ask questions later.
We should
Yeah,
throw him
we'll
in
like
the pit.
pretend to go in our books. Or we
Oh,
could
you know
feed
what?
him to the vampire. Yeah.
Didn't the vampire ask us for a snack?
Yeah.
He
Philip,
brought a
give him
snack.
the suck.
Give
Give
him
him
the
the suck. Philip, give him the suck.
Yeah. Get a +5.
I feel
Yeah.
like Retna,
+5.
Retna,
Love it.
Retna would not like this.
It's funny even without the context.
So, for context,
No, leave
Miles.
it without context.
Okay, never
no
mind.
context.
Let's yeah, Group C is just Group B's feeding trough.
I mean, Philip's gonna have to feed again when he wakes up, right?
That's what I'm saying. Just let him have the
Isn't it
spare.
every other day? I can't remember. Whatever.
Is it
I'm
every
excited
other?
to turn
You
Have
would know
some
the
warlock
mechanics better
blood.
than me.
If you drink enough warlock blood, you eventually get multi-class out of it. So
Yeah, but unfortunately, the amount of warlock blood you need is all.
Yeah.
is all of it. Yeah.
Every single warlock.
That's
Then you
that's
become the
how we
patron.
got our new warlock.
Yeah.
The-
You see, you're looking at Azrael, and you're just like, wow, welcome to Golden Corral. All you can eat buffet, baby. Hi, welcome to Chili's.
Hi, welcome to Chili's.
this group definitely has a Chili's energy to it,
Yeah.
It really
in the best way possible.
No, we're the group that comes out of the back of Fuddruckers when you're there to celebrate a birthday.
What the fuck is
Ooh.
a Fuddrucker? What?
No, I know what
That
Fuddrucker
was
is.
a really specific. That was a
There
deep
are-
cut right there.
Alright.
There are no
Stop
Fuddruckers in
speaking
Connecticut.
Florida.
Okay, we're gonna start without CO and Azrael because they're doing something overnight that they have to figure out that takes time. And I don't
Of
wanna
course
stop
they
them
are.
for it. So anyway, so we are going to we're gonna hand wave their actions a little bit because obviously when they come back they'll catch up to us. But let's take the time that you guys actually did go through. It is the next morning. And we'll go through it. Now, here's what happened when you walked into the room. These are the important things. First and foremost, it looks like the trials that the friend that you have in this room normally does have already ended for that night, and he was already in his chambers by the time you guys got back to go through and like rest. The thing to note is that you notice that there are two rather large corpses. They look like they're like large beasts that couldn't be cleaned up yet. But they look like they are half lion, half they have wings on them. These are not creatures you've ever seen before. You would have to do nature checks and then potentially history checks to figure them out. They have incredibly sharp claws, and they do have tails that happen to have stingers on them. And they're the size of horses. They look pretty nasty, but they're both dead. Whatever happened, they killed them. So
Great.
I got a 17 nature and a 23 history.
okay, all right. So you've heard of these before, Erasmus. You think that these are some species of chimera, but you've never actually seen these. And this is from the history check, by the way, that you're getting this because these are completely foreign to you. You have heard of like you actually have heard that sometimes like within the jungles of Chult, they actually breed these specific beasts that are not pure blood chimeras, and so they're less dangerous than like the mythical thing you've heard of, but they're still really nasty and really like dangerous beasts. So
So does it got the 3 heads?
no, in this case it only has one. But the only thing that you're getting out of it is because it has the wings and because it has the stinger. This is your best guess on what it is given the history. And the only thing that you're realizing is that uh, from the stories of the actual like bred versions in Chult, this must be this because otherwise it'd be super hard to figure out.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but isn't the lion with the wings and the stinger, isn't that a manticore?
Yeah, so normally it is. Like a chimera is normally a three-headed thing that has a lion head in the middle. It has like a goat's head and maybe even like a dragon head. There's different kinds of chimeras or whatever. This one only has one head. And it's like this lion beast. Matter of fact, if you go and look at the actual canon picture, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's a lion with
Is
dragon wings and a dragon head and like a goat head. This one only has the lion head though. Now, this does have though the dragon's tail is affixed so it does actually have like an actual like stinger on it, as if it's been molded after like a pseudo dragon. So these are different. These are bred chimmers that are not pure blood, that are like way less powerful. But it's not like a Manicore. It's very different than the Manicore. The Manicore actually has like I know the description is very similar, but the Manicore itself actually has like a scorpion's tail and like some other. And this is still draconic in nature.
Okay, I'll just tell everyone that that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's probably not Tiamat, but I'm
Yeah.
not.
Would
But it does
that
only
check?
have the one head. Yeah.
Okay, and this is out where everyone can see it.
Yeah, they're both dead. Yeah. Yeah, Chimera. I mean, this is why this was hard for Erasmus. That's why the check is so hard, because at first glance, he could have easily mistaken this for a Manticore. Also, at first glance, it looks like it looks like it's just like a half lion dragon monstrosity, not a fabled Chimera, which is a super large, chaotic evil, incredibly powerful like things. So that's how he was able to discern this. That's why I made him do the history check. So at first glance he could have easily misidentified this, but no, this is some kind of weird bred chimera specifically. And the other things you're getting from this is that the only other reason why you could think that maybe they needed the chimera and not like something else is because uh, it could have something to do with where they're bringing these things or whatever. There's some reason why they would have done this. Probably because it's related to fiends, if you had to guess. But
Oh, and Chris, when I did the detect magic, because every time I cast detect magic, the book is in the radius. Would I know if there was any additional school of magic added to it?
oh, so I'm sorry. So yeah, so when you did detect magic, the book always does every form of magic because it has the ability to go through that. So it doesn't get you anything different from detect magic, but the book is now brighter, considerably brighter.
Okay. I will relay that information to Erasmus, and yeah, I'm not quite sure what to do with that, but I thought it was interesting.
You can go toss it in the rainbow crack.
No.
Well, that was my idea. So, also, Chris, before we went to bed, I took the gauntlets back from Macmorn as his
Yep.
days are up.
Yeah, by the way, the cores are proving difficult to find power sources in, but you know that they're powerful. Like you know that the cores themselves are powerful and the cores themselves have uses. You're just gonna have to do some more investigation to figure this out.
Yeah, I'm just going forward, whenever we have a long rest, I have a 25 passive investigation now. I'm just going to spend an hour with it,
Sure.
and yep,
Ooh, are they
I
out?
will rebuild Bemi as well. I will reinfuse my repulsion shield, and I will reinfuse my. Uh, actually, come back to me.
Okay.
Do the books feel any different when we go into them?
No, that was the thing that I wanted to point out. Thank you for reminding me. When you go in, not only do the books not feel different, but every single time you guys go in and actually talk to your teachers and everything, you're always like, you're always like basically like uh, tested here because you always want to ask them more, and they always bring you back to what you're doing, almost as if it gets to the point where it's like depressing because you realize that even though a lot of you are now developing some kind of attachment to these teachers, you're starting to understand that it's a little like it's kind of like a little robotic at this point because they will always bring you back. Because I'm sure some of you asked, you know, what's going on with, and they'll like play dumb and always bring you back to your training. So it is a little disappointing and depressing in that regard. But
Yeah, that sucks. Does anyone need anything from me? Any infusions?
I would be happy with anything.
I don't have a magic weapon, which reduces my effectiveness at this level.
Okay, I can do that. I can do that right now. I will give you I'll give you the radiant weapon again.
Great. Sounds good. Would you detail the effects for me again?
Yes, let me get it back up. Okay, so it's a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls. While holding, you can take the bonus action to activate or deactivate bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. As a reaction, immediately after being hit by an attack, you can expend one charge and cause the attacker to be blinded until the end of the attacker's next turn, unless they succeed on a con save DC 15. It is 4 charges and regains 1d4 at dawn. So it's a +1 weapon, and if you get hit, you can try to blind them, and you can make it can glow. You have a glow stick,
Gotcha.
but I have to do it to one of your weapons. So what weapon do you have?
I have a great sword.
Yeah, okay, so it's a +1 greatsword now.
You guys notice that the room itself smells terrible. It smells like sulfur in this room. Probably from the decaying creatures, but
Cool. I can just hold my breath.
all right, let me grab Azrael and Sio and we'll start.
Erastus, do you make 2 of those? Because I remember last time, there was one less because you gave one to the skull.
I gave him your ring.
Yeah. So you could give one extra one to anyone else.
No, I only got 3, and I had to use one. I had to use one infusion to remake Bimmy. I have to use one for my shield and then one for his weapon. So I'm tapped for today.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I wasn't factoring the Bimmy one.
Yeah, but he's in battle mode now, so he can fight.
Yeah. If you need any help with those cores, studying them, I'd be happy to help. They seem quite curious.
They're not a priority right now. And I'm not certain they're not incredibly dangerous, because when we killed the thing these came from, they blew up and almost killed Sio. Yeah, these guys,
Interesting.
I'll look around, make sure Azrael's not listening. These guys are really weak. Like, baby weak.
So what you're saying is he's not going to jump us.
No. I could use him as a hammer. No, they're not.
You're going to pound
They're
on
not
him?
the red.
That seems a little sus, Erastus, I'm not going to lie.
I don't know you like that. Stop making jokes. But no, they're not gonna. They're not a threat. In fact, he's probably a liability if anything. But I mean, this breakfast is good, and I continue to eat my.
So, Erastus, why is he here? What happened? Why did he come back with you?
I don't know. I saw CEO kind of made this thingy, and I point to a wristwatch that he didn't have a couple days ago. I made this in case CEO tried to sneak off to another plane of existence, or got pulled somewhere, kind of like Kino. Well, you never met her. Sky Lady and Kino,
Yes.
brother. They kept getting pulled to us. So I made this little device based off what I learned from them. And that way, if anyone gets pulled into another plane of existence, I can go along for the ride to help out.
You can go with them. Doesn't
Yeah.
that seem... Isn't that a double-edged sword? What if they go back to somewhere incredibly terrible?
Yeah, well, I feel like, in for a penny, in for a pound at that point. I'd rather,
So,
I'd rather go to help than risk someone going and dying by themselves. And
So-
it turned out well.
Kino and her brother, what...
Lover.
Who?
Brother was her lover. We're like 60% sure.
Ew. That's a little weird.
He was a bang
Where,
bot.
Ugh. He was a bot. Ugh.
Yeah, robot.
Well,
They did not
anyway.
program him with sense of humor. You would have found him a drag, and that's saying
Ugh.
something.
And I'm quite miserable.
No, yeah, you're depressing to be around.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, I mean, that's what happens when you grow up next door to Vecna, so.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
You're doing pretty well, all things considered, but in the standards of, I mean, I thought I had a rough growing up, and I'll be honest, you make me feel better about myself.
Thank you.
How's it going?
What?
I'm just hopping in to say hi. That's all I'm doing.
Hi.
Hey. We have killed your warlock. Your warlock is ours now.
Yep.
That's not nice.
We're not nice people.
How did you kill our warlock?
With my fist.
Are you a monk?
No.
Uh,
I'm a big fuck off turtle with thunder gauntlets.
Oh, okay. Well, what did he do wrong? Did he mouth off?
He told us everything. But he's just in the other chat because they're talking about consequences to his actions.
We didn't like his accent, so we just beat him up.
Luckily, we beat him into submission.
Sorry, guys. All right, we've resolved that part. I know sometimes this sucks. There needs to be more than one of me, but all right. So let's go ahead and start exactly where we left off with the group. So this is the next morning. So the only thing that's different here is that you notice that there are two large beasts. To you, they look like manticores. They're dead. They smell and stink of sulfur. It's still early enough, by the way, that none of the new prisoners have come in. None of the new beasts are up. They haven't even cleaned up yet, and we'll start there.
Is everyone else out now?
Yeah, everyone's out of their book. Yes.
Okay. What the fuck is that smell?
That's what happens when you kill a chimera.
Did you kill it?
You probably think he's wrong anyway, because I mean, it doesn't look like a chimera to you, CO. But
Oh yeah, I can just. She'll just
we
get the
just had-
Demonomicon out and kind of let it flutter the pages
We
and
just had
find
a
out what it is.
conversation.
yeah. No. You're right, Erasmus. Erasmus is right. It's just to CO, she hasn't made a check. It looks like a manicore. That's why you were able to. I know it was confusing the way that I did it, but that's why you were able to realize that this is a specially bred Chimera, not a manicore.
With my nature
Theo's
check,
also a little dumb, guys. Her intelligence is not that good.
is there any trophies I could take from this? Any
It's alright.
valuable parts of its anatomy, like a stinger or a tooth or something?
Well, they're actually not normally bred to have stingers, but yes, they have dragon scales on them and other things, so you can go through and
Open the
just tell me
scales.
what you actually. Yeah, they have draconic parts on them, and they are part demon. So just explain to me what your idea is, and we can always go through that.
I'm activating the armor to coat myself in a magical barrier, and then I am taking some scales.
Okay.
I am gonna aid with that just by I'm gonna be explaining a little bit of the anatomy and a little bit how scales work and how they sit on the actual flesh, so he's not scratching them as he goes in with his knife.
Yeah. Did you tell everyone it's a chimera, or did you keep that to yourself?
I did.
Okay. All right. Yeah, CO, when Erasmus explains this, you start looking at it, it's not the stinger on the end of it is actually nothing like a scorpion stinger. It is very much like Bemi's stinger. I mean, not Bemi, what am I saying? Your super
Sirius.
dragons.
Sirius.
Yeah, Sirius stinger. Yeah. It's very much
Oh.
like his. Yeah, that's you once you see that, you're like, huh.
That's unexpected.
So
more
Isn't there-
importantly, did
give me
you
an
guys
give me an investigation check on the body too, so I can also tell you what else is in there.
I'm just using my passive. 25.
Okay. Yeah, it does have sacs on the inside of it. This thing can breathe fire, so it does have sacs on the inside of it that allow for that. You don't know how dangerous or useful it would be harvesting them, but it has that as well.
That sounds fun.
Does it look like it's gas based or is it a liquid propellant?
It's a liquid. It's a liquid. You just don't. It's not alive, so you don't know how it ignites it, but it's a liquid. There's nothing obvious that shows you how this gets ignited in its body.
I'm just gonna stick with the scales.
Yep.
Do I get them?
Yeah. So you can harvest them out. It's just gonna take time. Did you do did you do like a thieves tool or sleight of hand? You can just tell me what kind of tools you want to grab these things out. They're hard to harvest.
I'll help you,
I
Erasmus.
was gonna use pliers for my tinkers.
You can try. Yeah.
I'll help him with Mage Hand.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is gonna take a while, guys. So while they're working on this, what do you guys want to do?
I want to keep my ears and eyes open because things might start coming in.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Show me where you'd like to be, Gretna. I guess.
17.
No one is up yet. It must be early in the morning. It's very hard to tell, not since you're underground, but it must be. That
I
or
guess-
super late.
I gotta say, and I only want
I'm sticking right here. I'm just like,
Okay.
just keeping my ears open.
I only want
Is
like
this-
6 or 7, like a
Okay. I mean, that's easy enough. That doesn't take too long. It takes 10 minutes per. These are way worse a fix than you thought they would be. They're the ligaments that actually keep these things together are stronger than you really thought. As a matter of fact, it could be as strong as if you were trying to actually pry these off of the corpse of a dragon. They're also slightly like it like burns through some of your pliers as you're going through it, so that you just have to be careful, which you do, and you are. And it takes 10 minutes per, so it's going to take an hour to get all these off for 6.
fine. I just want to integrate them into my armor at some point. The reason I'm doing that is so I can integrate them into my armor and use them to cover up like joints. Because
Yep.
If I recall, dragon scales are flexible but tough.
Yeah, they're also incredibly hard to work with. You'll have to you'll just have to see how that works out. But that's definitely that's a good plan. I mean, that's something that you can try. Okay, so while he's taking an hour to go through that, you guys have an hour of time to go through and do what you want. We can of course like jump forward, but what does everyone want to do? Like, give me some things, I guess, some tasks while we fill that space.
Azrael's gonna attune to the sword.
Okay. Yeah, you can take a short rest and attune the sword for sure. You have enough time to do that.
I'm going to send Tally to survey the south hallway just to make sure no one's coming in or out.
Yeah, down here, sure. So
Yeah. I
here,
put
let
a
me-
icon like this one,
oh, cool.
staying relatively hidden.
Yeah, so like right by the thing here. Cool.
Yeah, I'll put right there.
Right. Okay. Yep, that's good.
And I'll just help
at some
Erasmus.
Okay.
Okay, at some point, Tia's just going to send some messages from her book, and if Umbra wants, she will read him a story from the Demonomicon since she didn't do it the night before.
Okay.
Yes, please, please, please.
She'll be ready when you are, but yeah, she'll just sit in the corner, just in her book until Umbra gets her.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you're actually gonna like bring up a creature in the Demonomicon, that's totally fine. I can do that real quick for you. That's the story you're giving him, right? I assume.
Yeah, she doesn't know why Umbra just agreed to not die if CO read to him from the Demonomicon, but he didn't say what he wanted.
This is called a chain.
Wait,
devil.
did you say not die?
Yeah, we
Was
pinky
that the
promised
agreement?
last session. You promised CO you wouldn't die if
Yes.
she read to you from the Demonomicon.
I promise not to die.
Do you realize now why Erastus calls you the most depressing person he's ever met? You agreed to not die if someone would read you demonic bedtime stories.
I mean, I haven't died so far. Why
I
start
mean, he
now?
kept his promise for the last day.
You're trying me.
You missed the whole interaction between Erastus and Erastus was just like,
Oh,
no, dude, you're a
no.
really sad sack.
Yeah. So you do. So you are able to open up the book and go through it. And you show Erastus because the book not only gives you like a small blurb of what these demons actually are, but it also shows you exactly what they look like. And I actually can do that real quickly as well. I'll
Ooh.
just do it in Discord though. But anyway, so you actually open up your book, and it chooses for you, and it shows you something called an abyssal chicken. They look nothing like chickens. So
I
abyssal
hate
chickens,
those things.
yeah, abyssal chickens are like they're carnivorous, like temporal, like bottom feeders of the abyss. Um, and they have these very strange wings that go all the way up to the top of their bodies and make their bodies look like they're like almost like little triangles. And they're nasty creatures. They're predators. They go and like basically feed on things. The reason why they were called abyssal chickens is because their feet are very similar to chickens themselves, and they look like. Actually, yeah, that's fine. I can actually I'll just show you the actual.
I mean, I can just give her the mini of it that I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what they look like. They're ugly little things, and they
Yeah.
make me slightly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Dodo bird.
I don't think it. I think it changed the window on me, but hold on. Nope. Yeah, it changed the window. Here, let's try this. For the rest of the group, though, this is what they look like. So,
I can see it.
oh, you can see the abyssal chicken.
Yep.
Yeah, so they look like pretty nasty creatures. Anyway, but if you look, see their feet. That's why they're called abyssal chickens. Anyway, all right.
Umbra is wide-eyed in excitement.
The coolest use of abyssal chickens is if you go to Arkane's tower, that's what his bodyguard eats, like the legs of abyssal chickens.
Love it. It's adorable.
Okay.
That's the
All right, so we can. So it's still too early for anything to happen within here. So you're able to get 6 scales, Erastus. Where does the party want to go? I will tell you this from an out of character perspective. There's a good chance that we will get into combat. If the combat's going wrong, there's no shame, Azrael, in just fucking running, because I can't stress it enough. If you die, you die. Like all of it's for nothing. You will really die.
Should we make
So
a contingency
Yeah, I'm
plan?
cool with
so we
that.
can- Should we make a contingency plan? He says in character.
Yeah.
So if we run into trouble, we can keep baby boy Azrael alive.
Well, I
Just
can
stay in the
stay by
back.
his side. Yeah,
So
with me.
But if anyone has
Well-
like pop off spells that we know are gonna happen, right?
yeah,
I'm pretty
what can you
squishy.
do, my young ward?
I can. Are you talking to me? Oh, I
Yeah.
can do a couple things. I can, teleport, and I can make myself good for one initiative. uh,
Cool. I saw you with
I,
a sword, and I saw you used that CO blast thing.
yeah, and I can walk on walls.
Do you have a rod that instantly kills people that you touch?
I do not.
I just slowly turn and look at CO.
Insight check.
yeah, you can do an
I-
insight check.
Yeah, Philip is visibly upset at this.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused. What is Erastus getting at?
He's
Philip,
referencing the
you-
quest giver guy that with the finger.
Philip, we should keep him
Oh.
away from any more friends you have.
Wait,
I don't
what?
have any more friends, Erastus.
Well,
Uh,
I don't have
yeah,
any more.
roll to contest. By the way,
give it a couple
Azrael.
minutes, Philip. Give it a couple minutes.
I
You
did.
might-
Oh, did you get the 25?
Yes, I was the one with the
Yeah.
25.
Yeah, Azrael doesn't. I mean, as go ahead and respond, but Azrael's going to be telling the truth.
Umbra's also still looking at the picture of the abyssal chicken.
I'll just cast enlarge on myself and get on my back if trouble gets brewing.
Gross.
Hey, I'll sit on
You
you.
meant the chicken.
I'll still sit on him.
So that's
Process.
please do not.
We did the math. If Erasmus casts enlarge on himself, he weighs 3,800 pounds.
It's wild.
You want an F-250 sitting on you? No, you don't.
Azrael, if things get hairy, you can stick by me. I'm pretty squishy, and I have no armor.
Fair enough. I have a 17 armor class. I don't know if that helps.
Oh,
Heads up, Chris.
Explains everything.
We're watching your Google.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Yeah, let's do this.
I
Yeah,
have.
trying to get into my mail to get my other document. Cool. Thanks.
So many NDAs violated.
So we're going south.
We
go
can go south, or we can go south in the Rainbow Room.
By the way,
Right.
Azrael, that sword is named Replier. Like I told you, but you might not remember. You can, if you concentrate and wish really, really hard, you can send a message to someone that won't want to talk to you.
Interesting. Very
Oh.
interesting.
Yeah, that would be Kino.
Tell her you killed me.
Erasmus may have referred to her as a bitch, but she's not.
She can be. Tell her you killed me. That'll be funny.
That would
She
be
kind of
not
sounds
good.
like a bitch. She kind of sounds like a bitch, to be honest.
She's forward. She's not a bitch.
That's just polite for bitch.
She's not a bitch.
I'll take
You'll
Ciro's word.
stand by that till she dies.
She's proud. She's independent. That just means like, a bitch. So
Wow, independent means
sensing-
bitch to Erasmus. We
I'm
just
sensing a hint of jealousy.
Yeah.
Needs his
perfect
respect women juice this morning.
That's a little telling.
I think I'm
have
sensing
some
hints of
issues, Erasmus.
jealousy. Yeah. I
Mm,
think we need to work through some stuff, Erasmus. It's all right.
this is not the time.
he's still just a kid.
Yeah, he'll learn.
Look, I am only 13, so let's just let it go.
Sure. And I'm
No,
17.
that's why you don't let it go.
On Call of Duty.
Just
and
saying,
Doritos
yeah,
right
this
now.
is the time.
My
Do we have
formative,
an alchemy jug?
my formative years were 5 to 8. You've missed the curve.
5 to 8.
Missed the curve. Well played.
Okay, let's go south.
Yeah, but south in the Rainbow Room is south here.
Well, let's go south here. We never tried south here.
To the Kraken.
Hey,
Okay.
Azrael, do you got a little pseudo dragon 2 future belt thing?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
He
I do
means
not.
Kiri, and he's only a little jealous of him. And she'll have Kiri skitter up and around her neck like a
Yeah.
shawl.
Yeah.
Leather.
Yeah. Kiri comes out, and this is the first time that he's been brave enough to come out after he smelt the sulfur and like heard everyone talking and had all the other really scary stuff happen. He asks you who this person is.
Theo will explain to him who Azrael is. And he's a good friend.
Cool. Okay. So you guys want to go? Did like everyone, of course, has to agree where we want to go, but where do you guys actually want to venture forth?
Go south.
Let's go
Yeah, I
south.
think south. I'm going to stay in the back of the pack, hopefully by Azrael, the buddy system.
Respect that.
Well, I will be in the front since Macmorn's not here. That makes me the tank.
Yep.
I usually
Okay.
take the back, but I guess I'll take the
You're-
middle.
You're good and Big Boss.
I'll take middle with
Yes.
Gretna.
Okay.
I'll be in the back.
Okay. So, as you guys do get closer to the pool itself, so beyond like the broad round pool in the center is also a circular chamber that looks very very similar to the gate that you would come in yourself. Let me, for some reason, my my map is actually all black. So give me 1 second. It's fine for everyone else, right? You guys can see the map, correct?
Yes.
I'm looking at a pool, like a
Yeah.
whirlpool. Looks like a.
Yep.
This is where the lich poops.
Okay. That's okay. I'm just going to reload it. Should just take a second.
I
Yeah.
thought you said the lich
So-
teleported away.
I just want.
Yeah. So within this room, it is a saltwater pool. You can actually smell the ocean water within it. He did say you did hear something of like there was like a kraken in here or something. Like you obviously know that there's some hint to the fact that there's something in here that's dangerous. Also on scroll within the wall in Abyssal. Which characters can read Abyssal? I know we have at least one in this party.
I can.
Right.
Oh, nope. Infernal.
Okay.
Chris, I
Azrael
looked up,
can.
Okay.
Someone who speaks Primordial can understand Aquan, but someone who only speaks Aquan can't understand Primordial.
Hmm.
It's like the elemental languages, and they
Right.
all like come out of
Mhm.
Primordial.
Gotcha. Interesting. So in Abyssal, it actually says pools of devotion, and then underneath it, it says the Dead Sea Circle Pool.
I'm going to recite that all to Co and Azrael. First in Abyssal, then in Common.
It's written?
It is written in Abyssal.
Oh, then I can read it.
Right.
Yeah, Azrael understands it too.
Theo doesn't. So she appreciates it.
And about
Now, there's nothing happened. You walk into this room, you smell the seawater, but so far it seems like it's safe.
you would all at the smell of this sea like stop moving and get really visibly sad.
Sis, are you okay?
It's been a minute.
I think devotion pool means you need to show your devotion by jumping into it.
I think that's a terrible idea considering we were told there was a squid monster in there.
I'm gonna try and stealth.
Smells like
You
I
home.
will
can,
also do that.
My home. I can't stealth for shit.
Yes,
God, you are amazing.
Gretna!
I know.
Okay. So Gretna goes into stealth and literally just
Yeah.
falls prone.
Aw.
Makes a ton of noise.
Clank, clank, clank.
You have enough time to pick yourself back up, so you're not going to stay prone. But yeah, it doesn't. Obviously, you're making way too much noise.
First one of the day.
Yep. Yep. Now there is another door. So the other thing that you notice when you're looking at this pool is there is a door off into the right here. The door itself is actually made out of what looks like driftwood. It looks like wood that was either like soaked into water and then dried out itself, or maybe wood from the ocean potentially. And the door is made out of that. Rassus, you would be able to notice this before anyone because you're used to this. It is porous. It has holes in it. It looks like you could easily break through this thing if you needed to.
Is that the door to the east you're talking about?
This
In
is
in the
yeah,
ground room?
correct.
Okay.
Yes, the door to the east here, and the room we're obviously talking about is this room. in
Right.
there.
Okay.
But there is that device at the end here too that looks very similar to the device that you guys came in to the place from. So
Okay, I will walk into the room 5 feet closer.
okay.
I'm just gonna hold my hand out for everyone to stay back.
Okay. Yeah, you can. Is that where you're at, Oressus?
Yes,
Okay. Nothing happens so far.
5 feet.
Here.
Yep.
In Aquan, I just want to call out and go, "Hello, is anyone listening?"
So far, nothing. But you know this. You know that if the creature itself is there, but if it's deep within the water, you'll have to put your head under the water to really have it. Listen.
Yeah, and Aquan carries through water.
Yep. Yep.
What would I know about krakens?
They are large, dangerous creatures, and you hope to God this isn't a pureblood one if it is.
Could one even fit through this hole? A pureblood?
Yes. This is big enough that it would be cramped, but yes.
Do I know how long they can reach?
They could, yeah, yes. You would know for sure that if this is a kraken, which are gargantuan beasts, it could easily reach all the way to here if it needed to. So right where Philip was. So, yes, you look around the room and you don't see any kind of mechanisms that necessarily lock you in. But you also know that this is a circular room with only one entrance and one exit.
Normally.
And the vampire that explained the Kraken was in here. Obviously, you didn't get a lot of information out of him, but there must be a reason. It's not just that there's a random monster in a dungeon. That there's got to be a good reason for this thing being here if it is in there.
I'll tell everyone to back up past that known safe point.
Right here. Yep. Okay.
If they don't want to, that's on them. I'm just telling them where the known safe point is.
Yep.
Pan actually might be good to have with me on this.
I'm here.
Sio's gonna insist you take someone with you.
I'll go.
Okay. Yep. And Philip, you're not in the safe zone, but you don't have to be. Erasmus is telling everyone to get out of the safe zone, but you can stay where you're at if you want to.
I grew up in danger. I was born in the danger zone.
Yeah.
Some line there.
Yeah. So Philip says that he's staying. Okay.
Philip says
alright.
that. Stay.
Testy it,
I will.
Erasmus. So
Can we hold an action?
trying him.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, any time you think you're about to be ambushed, you of course can hold actions. Yeah.
Do I see that they're like holding it?
Dodge action.
Yeah, you
Hold
would
action to
notice that
dodge.
everyone's getting ready and tensing up and everything. And what's your thought, Erasmus? Like what is the plan?
I just want to go check out the door, but I want to also tell them that if a kraken pops out of this, don't attack it because we can't beat it. The only thing you can do is try to appeal to it.
Okay.
Azrael is going to
That's fair.
apparate his sword.
Okay.
You charm a kraken.
You can seduce it.
I'm not going that far now.
Depends on what type of
All right,
warlock you are.
so you go to the door and you notice that it's fragile, like you thought. It is truly made out of driftwood. It's actually got these really ornate carvings of ships going in one direction to the left, like it's almost like it's leaving a direction, and then on the other side of the door here, there's another ship that's also leaving as well. And in the middle of it is a giant beast that has claws and a beak, and you think, okay, this is clearly the Kraken. And it's like the ships are running from it.
Can I suss out if this, with my past investigation, if this door has any mechanical function or arcanic function?
It does. So you're looking at it and you realize quickly that it's meant to be deceiving, as if breaking through the door because it's locked. You look at it, and it actually has these really, really, really hard to see tiny little glass beams within the door itself because the door has holes that you can go through it. And sure enough, if it breaks, something's going to happen. If you break this door down, something happens for sure. But it looks mechanical in nature, and it could be magic as well. But for now, you don't see anything. Just the mechanical little glass pins going
How
through the whole door.
How hard would it? So it seems to be impossible to open this door without breaking those glass pins.
No. You would have to go through and disarm. So with your passive investigation, you think you could do it. Probably it's going to take you like 5 minutes or so. You are going to have to roll to do it. But because it's a little, you're going to need a helper too. You can't do it by yourself. So you need somebody to help spot the pins, and then you're going to do the brunt of the work. And what you're going to do is you're going to take each pin, and essentially you're going to try to carve out the wood, separate the pin from whatever is holding onto it. You can't see right now, but you think it's done by these like gold fasteners. You're gonna have to take each rod out, and also make sure that these gold fasteners don't like they don't actually trip up the actual mechanism behind it, which you've done this in the tomb. You could definitely do this thanks to what you've done in the tomb, but it's just going to take some time. And you could of course mess this up because they're fragile. Now if there is a magical component to this, you haven't seen it yet, but you know enough to do an arcana check to make sure that there's nothing else that's going to get you. Yep. And who do you want to help you?
I get an 18 for the Arcana.
Yeah. So the one thing that you're going up and down the door, and you notice that within the actual the walls itself that go through and start attaching to these, there's these little outlets that attach to the glass that you're about to like unfasten with these gold binders. The wall itself has some kind of arcane script that goes all the way around the room, and you start walking past the wall to try to figure this out more and more, and you realize it also goes up here as well. So there's something magic that goes here around the whole thing here. There is a magical component to this thing.
What language does it seem to be in?
The script?
Yes.
What do you mean?
What language?
Oh no, this is arcane script. It's not in any language. This is actually something a wizard wrote through the weave. So it's not actually a language. Sorry, it's not a language that you can actually like transcribe other than doing the proper arcana check to disarm it. But this is actually
Assist Umbra and help him divine the purpose.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you want me to do a check?
Yes, and I'm going to request a CO guidance.
Okay.
She will give guidance to whoever is requesting.
All right.
That's a 13.
Okay. So the thing that you do realize is that going through this, it's meant to basically trap you into the room if it goes off. So what's about to happen is that if you break the door down, it's going to set off a chain reaction, and it's going to create a force barrier that surrounds the room up to this point and just basically traps anyone within it. And it's going to stay up for at least an hour.
You had advantage because I was helping you.
Oh, I got advantage and the guidance.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
Okay.
So what
hold on,
was
sorry.
your check? Yeah.
You can roll the d4 since there's
You
no
did.
real spell for that. And
Okay.
All right. So
27,
that
yeah.
with the 2, so 29 total.
Okay.
Slightly better.
There is so there is a separate piece to this. Had you just tried to basically disarm the Arcana, it would have actually looked like it disarmed. And then what would have happened as soon as Arasis disarmed everything, it's actually set up to be triggered by noise. And so there is a separate piece to this that if the room makes too much noise, that a separate effect will go off that will start casting a giant sleep spell within this area. So it's a good thing you found that, because this is set up specifically deceivingly to put everything to sleep if you get past this.
Maybe that also means the.
But now you can disarm it. Now you see it. So now you can try to disarm this too. It's just an Arcana check to disarm it. And now that you understand it, it's pretty simple. Yeah.
All right. So be mindful.
All right. Do you guys want to start on that, or do you want to do something else, or abandon this place?
We should probably just get started, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like we can do it. If Umbra works on the arcane part, with someone helping him, and Pan helps me with the door, we can probably do it.
Where is the arcane part located?
So the arcane part is the harder part because it's located here. So if you look, so everywhere that I'm putting it out, you have to go around the entire room and start. You're actually physically taking like your whatever implement you have that casts spells with something sharp, and you're literally crossing out these arcane runes so they're inactive. And you're doing both sets. You're doing the invisible ones that you found through your 27, which is almost godly. That was done by a high-level wizard, and then you're doing the obvious ones as well.
All right. So should I do this first? Maybe.
Depends on how
Yeah, I
long
can
it's going
help.
to take.
I can help.
Yeah,
you.
so Arasis, so you think about that, you guys start talking through it. Arasis looks back at the door, and as he goes to do it, he's like, oh wait, shit, no. No, I have to do the door first. So Arasis, you've already figured out that the door has to be disarmed first, and then he has to go through and do this part. If he does them out of order, it's just gonna both effects go off.
Okay, I'll do the door first.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm standing outside the zone while that's happening, and then if the door gets disarmed, then I'll go in.
Yeah,
Um,
okay.
so-
That's fine.
so, Pan, I am not.
Now,
Pan-
Pan, you know what's gonna happen. If Arasis fails this for whatever reason, you're stuck in here. So are you, Philip.
I accept that.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I'm not Pyramid. I don't have the steadiest of hands, but
Yeah.
knows.
But you have figured this out really, really well, so you do get advantage on this. And the DC has been lowered because you've figured out all of the components to it, and you've done this previously within the tomb.
Why don't we? You
Maybe a
just
guidance?
yeah, a guidance, and if you'd give me a good old rousing motivational song, you might want to leave the room and let me.
Philip also walked away. He's like, all right, guys. Yeah.
Also, is that the best idea to be singing a song in the room with the trap that's noise activated?
You can motivational whisper.
Oh, all right.
Just quiet background
I'm-
music.
I'm watching from all the way back here.
I will stay in the room with you though. I won't leave you alone.
Bardic
Okay.
inspiration.
Yes, I'm giving you
This is
bardic
a-
inspiration.
This is a perfect
Geo will run up, give you
representation
guidance, run out.
of
Okay.
how confident everyone is with this plan.
Well, not only that, Erastus, you must you. I mean, I'm sure you're putting on a brave face, but there's definitely going to be a slight sense of panic in here. The realities of you being alone. I mean, honestly, Pan is actually being very brave right now because the realities of you being alone with a creature that could literally just drag you and start eating you alive, with you having very little chance with the rest of the group, is frightening for sure.
27.
All right. So Erastus goes through and he steals his nerves, and he is actually able to easily, as a matter of fact, with the 27, it doesn't take you the 10 minutes. He goes through and meticulously takes out each glass rod.
Second peer, I did better.
There are like 20 slots within this door that are expertly carved, and then of course the glass rods are there, and he's pinned the gold fasteners so they don't go off. You do have a limited amount of time. Umbra, you're gonna have to start now.
All right, I'm going to move in and I'm going to ask Co to aid me with Curie.
Yep.
Since she can see the magic.
I can aid you with Mage Hand too.
I only
Geo also has Mage Hand. You're focused.
I also have Mage Hand, but I just want to be very careful. I'll use Prestidigitation too if I need to, like I did
Yeah,
with the runes in the other
That's fine.
room, and I'll go through.
And I'm
Yeah, go
prepared
ahead and
to
give me your Arcana check. This is just to slice the runes. This is
I am prepared-
relatively easy for you. You're gonna have to screw it up.
Um,
Like this is pretty easy for you. You're really gonna have to screw this up. But
does I'm gonna flash your genes it.
I get advantage because I'm being helped, correct?
Can I give him guidance or can I not? Since I gave.
no, you can
Arasis
gi-
guidance?
no, you can give him guidance. This is another moment, so you can give him
Got it.
guidance.
Got this shit.
All right, yeah. So Umbra goes through carefully, and he starts going through, and after only like 6 or 7 minutes to going through the entire thing, you got a 27, right?
25
Okay.
25
Yeah.
total.
Yeah, so after going through all of it, he does his job well, and he's able to disarm this too.
Piece of cake.
All right.
Welcome.
We can open the door now, or at least
Yep.
we can.
Yep, you can open the door. Do a perception check on the room now that everything's disarmed, Durasis.
20.
All right. Erastus notices that on the top of this room is a hole, and I'll show you where it's at. It's pretty big. It's like almost like a it's definitely like 20-25 feet across. But the hole itself is not open right now. Erastus can see the seam of the hole above the ceiling.
Oh. Nothing. There's just a hole up there. I'm not sure if it's pertinent.
It's a seam, yeah. Seam.
Oh. So
Be concerned.
no. Why don't we all leave the room real quick? Back up.
Yes,
to the safe
please.
space. And I will just have Bimmy open the door once we're all out of the safe space.
Yep.
Very smart. Very
He
smart
is
man.
he is in battle mode, so he does have a stat block.
Yep. Okay.
Does it work?
So how does Bimmy open the door? How does he open it?
Requires him to push it. He can push it. If it requires him to pull it, he can pull it. Like he can use his beak to operate a handle, turn a doorknob.
Right, but does Bimmy have like because since Bimmy has stats, he has a strength, right?
He does.
What's his strength?
1 second. Let me get it up.
The less strong, probably the better here. But I'm just curious, what's Bimmy's strength? Since it's awkward, he's a bird. Obviously,
He has
it's
strength of 4.
okay. All right, so Bimmy is trying his best. How tall is Bimmy? Just so I remember, because I think he's bigger now. How
Wait,
tall is?
real quick, clarifying. Do I need to do it so that I don't break the glass pins? Or
No. So you've taken the glass pins out. The awkwardness is that Bimmy, as a bird, and is not very strong bird, so it's also unlocked at this point. Like you've actually taken out the locking mechanism on top of this. Anyone can kind of open it. It's also a door that's not very heavy. It's the awkwardness of Bimmy taking it within his beak, flying back and pushing it out. It depending on how tall Bimmy is. Like how tall is Bimmy? I know he's a little bigger. What?
Is it a pull or a push?
It's a pull. It's a pull.
Oh, then I'll just tie a little strand of rope around it and let him grab that and pull it back.
Okay. All right. So he's going to try to fly with it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Fly and pull it back.
Okay.
And he's also a tiny construct.
That's what I thought. So he's like less. He's a tiny construct. I think is a foot, up to a foot, right?
He's the size of a small eagle.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. So he's All right. That's what I thought. All right. So so Bimmy tries his best to fly, and because the door is so incredibly light, even after like a couple minutes, he finally gets one of the doors open. Now you have a single door that's open. You're gonna have to go back if you want to tie it up again and go through it if you want Bimmy to do this again.
We can
And
fix the door.
move to where you want to be, Erasmus. Move where you'd like to be too.
Opens the door. I'm just gonna head in.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so if you head in, this door right here is currently open. So
Walk through, making sure everyone is back behind the safe area. I will walk through the door.
okay. All right, cool. So go ahead and show me where you'd like to be. All right, cool. All right. Yeah, you're able to walk through the door and you see like a hallway that goes through. The hallway smells a bit like rotten fish in here.
We'll record my voice and send my voice, send Bimmy back, and then he'll open his beak, and through his beak, Erasmus's voice says, "The coast is clear, but shh," and then he flies back to me.
All right. As soon as that happens, you guys see like rushing into the room, like as fast as he can, and going through and like he's floating obviously, and he's got like some kind of arcane energy going through. He's like, "What did I miss, mates? You just left me in the room. What's going on?" He says it pretty loud.
Who?
Shh. Wait, shush.
Crack-a-lacka.
Crack-a-lacka, we're sorry. I thought
Lacka.
Erasmus had you in his bag.
I thought he was on me too.
No. I was back in the room sleeping, and you guys just left me.
I'm very sorry. We were actually quite distracted because we have a new friend with us. His name's Azriel. Azriel Crack-a-lacka. Crack-a-lacka Azriel.
Whatever.
Hello.
I said, why are we in this room?
There's a kraken right there. Don't make any noise.
Yeah, he
Please.
floats over the thing. I don't see any
Back
stupid
up.
fish
Pan.
blub. All right.
I
Okay,
also
he
need
does-
hands. Just in the eye socket, pulling him back.
I'm going to be using Mage Hand, and I want to see if I can drag him back.
You actually can. He seems weightless to you almost, and if you do want to like take Mage Hand to forcefully move him, which is the
Yeah.
15 pounds, it will work. So
I will
yeah.
do that, and I will float him back over, and I'll be like, listen, you can come with us, but you have to be quiet, okay?
He said, "Okay, all right, I'll be quiet. You guys are wimps. Let's go."
I know, and I'm no fun. I'm a wimp. You're about the third person to tell me that today. But we're gonna get out of here alive. I'd rather be someone that's a wimp that's going to get out of this place with
You
their life.
literally just left me in that stupid room. And by the way, but she's back and she is pissed. But
Wait,
it's all right
she
because I
is?
left, so it doesn't matter. You can deal with that later. I'm
She's
good.
back, the
Then we can go
succubus.
that way.
Yeah,
The
she's back.
succubus.
What?
She's back. She was very
Wait,
surprised that I'm
What did she
alive,
say?
but whatever.
where did she go? Does she have a day job?
Yeah. Oh, she actually. So you know that room with the big fire thing? She goes
Yes.
past that. I don't freaking follow that. As a matter of fact, till a couple days ago, I was pretending like I was asleep anyway. Remember?
Yes, I do.
But anyway, yeah, she goes past that fire thing. It doesn't matter. You guys are where? Like, look at the turtle. Go with the. Let's go with the turtle.
Okay, yes, yes. So what does she look like? Is she like a demon?
She looks like a very attractive demon. That's like attractive.
Theo will pull up a photo of a succubus in the Demonomicon and just shove it towards Umbra and tell him to get his fix that way.
Yeah, she looks like a demonic.
Please don't
female
get the
with wings.
Demonomicon dirty.
Red skin.
Please. God.
In this case, it's red
Yeah,
skin.
these two pages are stuck together.
Yeah, very attractive.
What,
and
already?
ominous.
Umbra's like, yeah, but what's he wearing?
Look, Ben's the bard.
If he gets any weirder, she's gonna snap the book shut in his face and take it
He's
back.
like, he's like, I told you guys, I've been in this room anyway. He's like, he goes through and flies over here. If you want to stop him, you can try. But he's like, look, it's fine. It's
Hey,
fine.
shit.
Bimmy
I'm
grabbed-
pulling it back,
Or,
pulling him back.
No, he
Benny
seems
grabbed him.
fine. Let him.
So mage
Benny-
hand.
No,
He
Bemmy's
says you have to.
smashing
He
him out
said
there.
you have to just be in this room when the stupid thing gets fed. It's fine.
Benny
It's fine.
snatches him-
Oh, also, if you don't have a key, I guess we all die. But whatever.
Benny
How
snatches
do you
him
get
out of
the
the
key?
air.
He looks at. Yeah, that's fine. He goes back here. He looks at you, Erastus, and he's like, "Where did you steal the key, by the way?"
I'm come here right now.
Yeah.
We
he
actually do not
flies
have
over.
the key.
He's like, "Oh, you broke the door. Oh, you are in so much trouble. You
Palm him-
are in so much trouble."
I palm him like a bowling ball.
Yep. All right.
Ooh,
you can
fingers
take
in the
it.
eye
Yeah,
sockets?
he can't really talk when you're palming him blows. He's like, "Arr!" All right. So
And
anyway,
I'm gonna hold him in my hand like Shakespeare reciting a monologue in a graveyard. I
Yep.
love Hamlet, and just a signal for everyone else to come over here.
all right. Yeah. As people start walking, it doesn't look like anything's happening right now.
Am I in trouble?
He's like,
Why am I in trouble?
he's like, it's not even. He's like, it's like a, it's like a demon kraken. It's like they did experiments on that thing. Yeah, it's dangerous, but yeah, whatever. I
They
mean,
do-
honestly, by the way, the last time I saw it, it had giant crystals in its gullet. Maybe we want those crystals.
They
You
what
want
now?
those crystals?
Yeah, I totally. Yeah.
Well, all you have to do is wait until it gets fed and then try to kill it.
Skulls.
He's like, I'm just kidding though. It's probably gonna kill us. But and no pressure here, but I always have a get out of jail free card. And he shows everyone the gym again. He's like, who wants to go? Huh?
Remember what I said would happen if you mentioned it again?
He says, I don't even remember, to be honest. I'm just a floating skull.
I recommend you pay a little bit more attention.
He said, oh yeah, we really do have a new person here. How'd you guys find a new person in here?
He's a candidate for your replacement.
No, Erastus, that's not nice. He got spit out of the rainbow room. The
We're
rift.
not-
He got spit out of the rainbow room?
Yes.
Why? Oh, he's like
You're
a
not nice,
homunculus?
Erastus.
He's
Yes.
like a You guys are shaking around a homunculus or whatever the hell.
Well-
What if he stabs us in our sleep?
We became
Look.
gods in that room, and we've created new life.
No,
Sounds
I
like
think the
homework.
room has created new life, Turtle. But yeah.
Say one more goddamn time, I will smash you into bone meal.
He said, I've tried this.
Oh my
I really have tried this, but I've tried to smash myself into bone meal. But anyway, he says, by the way, you owe me a magic item. I'm starting to get itchy.
You haven't really done anything for us lately, have you?
Said, look, you guys left you guys left that demon girl over there all by herself.
Yeah, well, we're going into a dangerous part of the area, so maybe you were safer where you were.
Everyone that does come into this room, by the way, does smell the same thing that Erasmus does. It's like rotting fish. As you step in, the skull also does highlight a hidden door over here as well. His eyes flash and go through, and you can see now that there is a hidden door there. Right now, it looks like a smooth wall, but it highlights for you.
Pull out one of the fire elemental cores, and
Mhm.
I'll like dangle it in front of him. Like, see this? Eternal life, energy, lasts forever, can't be extinguished. How's that treat you?
I'm usually more like a magic like item kind of person, but I don't know. I could try it. Let's see if it works.
How
I'll eat it. I'll eat it.
Hold on a
He
second.
eats them though. It would go away if he
Yeah,
eats
I
it.
know, but I have 3.
I think that's
He said,
bullshit. I think
anyway,
it's a
look how
waste.
useful I am. Look how useful I am. And are we really going to leave the demon girl back there and the fish person?
No, they're right here. Where the fuck did they go?
No, they are back there. I can see them. I can see them
Yeah.
right through the door.
Theo doesn't know if it's safe or not. Everyone just started walking.
Yeah.
I mean, I've already gone over to the other door and come back again, and I'm fine. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold out my arm to you.
The
Yeah,
fish
so
girl
we'll
left
take
you,
that.
Turtle. And the fish girl left you, and the demon girl left you.
You'll take
Ooh,
Pan's arm
dig.
and start carefully walking that way.
Now, as you guys are in this room, by the way, you do notice that there is a much higher room with a staircase that goes up, and you can already see the reflection of pools of water and other things on the ceiling of this. There is more like water in this direction. So
Going to
I'm gonna.
go ahead.
Sorry. No, after you. I insist.
I was gonna hook a grapple hook through
yeah, sure.
his eyeball and loop it in a loop around my shoulder so that he can just kind of like dangle on my back and talk and be a part of the group.
Yeah.
Is his jaw affixed to the upper skull part?
So his jaw is he has a complete skull.
Okay, they're magically fused.
They are magically fused. Sorry. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's.
I'm gonna.
We should.
Yeah,
Probably,
there's no tendons or anything. It's just the bone, but it's magically fused in, so it looks like he's still talking.
Okay.
we,
I'm gonna investigate the hidden doorway part to open it.
Yeah, so if you do that, there are more of these invisible runes. Now that you're familiar with them, you don't even have to make the Arcana check. They're there. You are going to have to make an Arcana check to see if there's anything else, though.
Yes,
So
I
this
will
is the
do
way
that.
to open it, but now you're going to do an Arcana check to see how bad this is.
Is he your Erasmus
when
assistant?
when you say bad, you mean like trapped?
No, like if there's multiple layers, if it's trapped, if there's other things going
Oh,
on.
okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
I will ask if anyone's free. I could use an extra pair of hands.
I'm right here.
I'm in.
Yeah, like right in the field.
Okay.
Oh boy. 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. Actually, so in this one though, here's one thing you do see. It is actually locked, and it's locked permanently beyond any way that you could ever find to disarm this. This actually requires some kind of device. You've actually found the first area that literally goes into another section of the dungeon. And it looks like what the vampire was talking about when it came to these locks is certainly true, because it doesn't look like there's anything that you can do to get past this necessarily. You don't think that it's trapped at this point, and it doesn't look like there's anything that you can do besides having an actual lock, like a key that's magic to open this thing.
What if we
Right?
just moved the stone?
Well,
Well,
no.
that's just it. So the stone itself is fused magically on this side. So that's what the lock is for, actually. So it's meant to actually make this smooth marbleized wall like fade away and go through it. You could try to force it through because you don't see that there's any kind of like trap. Um, uh, but that's because Umbra wasn't able to discern any. So
Yeah, I'm not gonna help you again. I've got bad luck with rolls.
Well, the vampire gave us a key,
Mm-hmm. Did.
Yep.
so why don't we just try that?
Yep. Yeah. Do you want to put it up against the wall?
Sure, I think that's very brave of you, Gretna.
Huh? Oh, me?
You should definitely try that.
Sure. Why not?
Okay. All right. You do, and literally nothing happens. And then you
Huh.
look at it, and reaching out to the weave, this is not the right key.
Nope.
Doesn't work.
Shit. Hmm.
Do you want to go through this?
Now, as you guys start doing this, you start to hear chains rattle and shake and basically go against it. And you can kind of see Gretna from where you're at. You can kind of see these chains start to move. Something in a pool is moving around this large pool, and these chains are like straining against it.
Close the door,
Wait.
close the door, close the door, close the door.
There actually is no door here. There is no door. It's open.
Oh, I
This
thought
is
you meant
all open.
you meant behind us. Whoops.
No, not behind you.
No, the
No,
one's
in
down
front of you.
south.
Yeah, these.
Go kill it, Gretna. Go do it.
I'm gonna just
I'm
put
not
a
the
hand.
killer, I'm the healer.
Use the
What a-
hammer.
I'm gonna put a hand on Gretna's shoulder and say, "Look, wait. Let me send Tally forth."
You're the hammer in the world. Your nail.
Okay.
I'm gonna at the very top of
Yep.
of where the ceiling is. I don't know how high it is, but I'm gonna
It's
send
pretty
my
high.
owl.
It's like 30 feet high in this room. Yeah.
I'm gonna send her in, do a circuit, and then come back.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you do that, and so this is what you see. There are these gigantic steel bolts that have been driven in the stone floor of this immense area, attached to really large, heavy chains. The chains themselves have some kind of arcane script written all over them. These trail down into the water in a vast pool situated between these like curving northern and southern staircases that you can see that lead up to double doors. Two enormous globes of blue liquid are suspended in the air to the east. Some kind of high level magic is going on here. Now, the skull says, "I have never been in this room. I bet we all die here. Holy crap, this looks dangerous."
Shh.
He's like,
Stop
"What?"
talking.
He's like, "I don't even know what those blue orbs are. That's terrible. Maybe they're here to feed a creature or something."
We're playing this silent game.
He is trying to whisper, but he's still pretty annoyingly um, loud. Yeah.
I'm sure you don't get fed your magic item tonight.
He said that wasn't the deal.
It's the deal now.
The deal has changed. Pray we do not change it further.
Hey, Chris, I have
I
a quick
cannot believe
question.
you, Tyler. I cannot believe you. Get in the timeout corner for that one.
Hey, what do you do?
He quoted something very famous.
Yes.
He quoted
Understood.
Vader.
Now we have
When,
to. Now we have to
when-
take down the video or get copyright striked.
When Vader was
Yeah.
haggling with Picard.
Oh yeah, never mind. Sorry, I was enticed by my dinner. I was half listening.
It happens.
Chris, could I message Crackalacka?
Yeah, you can.
Message.
Well, wait. How though? Sorry. How are you messaging?
Put
him?
his name in my book.
Oh yeah, you can. You can.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was just curious.
Yep, that is his name. So yes.
Okay.
For anyone that doesn't know, sadly, no, I did not actually make up this character. No, I did not make up the name. You would think so. You would think
I think that's
literally just, like,
crazier.
fucking like, well, like Rari Steak is. I don't even want to get into it. Fucking fuck 2 edition names actually, but yeah, Rari is super fucking. Rari is like amazingly like important and popular. And I mean, for people in 2E, that like no one knows who Rari is here probably, but his name is Rari fucking Steak. That is his goddamn name. Fuck that shit.
Oh.
Fuck that shit. But
That's
and
great.
Rari is like hugely important to the story and like a very powerful wizard. And but the character who played him was an 11-year-old who was literally naming his character Rare Steak. So whatever. So anyway, all right. So yeah. What would you guys like to do?
I don't know if we can recover after that conversation, honestly.
What?
You'll see, Rari's very important. Like Rari is like hugely important in the story. It's so disappointing. They never ever
Yeah,
say
he's
his
very
last
good.
name because Gygax didn't want to kill. Like Gygax is using the characters he played in his original game, but even Gygax was like, "Well, that's really freaking dumb, and I don't know what to do about this." So they just used his first name, but his actual name is Rari Steak. Yeah, it's Rari, and they just changed it to K-E instead of S-T-E-A-K. But anyway, that's the character's name.
That's amazing. Thank you for the history lesson.
Yeah, there's more, but it doesn't matter. Yeah.
I kind of want to go into the water room, honestly.
Be my guest.
I do too. I do too.
All right, so remember, there are these two large floating orbs of water here. There are chains that go through the entire room, 4 of them, as a matter of fact, that go through the room here and then go all the way down. They're super heavy and they have script. As you walk up these stairs, there's doors on each side.
Oh, this room is so not a good idea to go into. I want to go in so
Sure.
bad.
From where we're at, could Erastus maybe see the chains?
Yeah.
Can
can
he
s-
tell how
they're
much
big
they
enough.
hold?
Something super large. And Erastus, one thing that you would know is if there really is a Kraken in there, that thing doesn't have chains in it, and that's a dangerous, awful creature. And that's a huge gargantuan creature. So what would you need chains for? You're not sure.
I don't think this is the Kraken.
Right. What I'm saying is that the Kraken room had no chains. So what's worse than a Kraken? Or what's
Super
more
Kraken.
unwieldy than a Kraken, I guess. Yeah.
Guys, I think they have a super Kraken. What if the
Would wa-
Kraken was being fed to this thing?
Maybe.
I'm probably just overthinking it. It might be fine. I mean, it's not as dangerous as a Lich, right? And we've killed like 2 of those.
You kind of ran from one, to be honest.
We
Actually-
ran from one.
Yes, we did.
Okay, well, let's just go on. I mean, we have to go this way, so.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you guys. So all right.
We're between a
So
rock and
show
a
me.
wet place.
Yeah, that's fine. Show me where you guys want to go.
I'm following.
Here? Okay. No, we're just gonna do it live. Like wherever you guys go, you go. So
I'm following Sia. So wherever she goes, Erastus goes.
Well, Sio's in the back, so Sio's following anyone
yeah,
else.
that's Pan. But yep.
Yeah, nice try. Should
Alright,
we
so
check
Pan,
out those doors
Pan,
up
you,
there?
you walk. So you walk into the threshold here, and yes, sure enough, there are these very, very ornate marble doors with a golden like center that's inlaid that show these female snake-like creatures that look like they're worshipped. There's 3 of them that are really large on this door here, but the whole door is made out of marble.
Erastus, do you think we should go up there?
I feel like we have to.
I mean, there's a door on the other side of the room, so we don't have to. We could, though.
My curiosity. Okay.
All right.
Okay. We can be cautious. I'm just stuff, you know.
Right.
There might
So
be
as soon
stuff.
that's fine. So, Philip and Pen, as soon as you get here, a very very large monstrosity of a. So at first, what you see is all of this water displace, and then you see rushing out of the water.
Fuck.
Yeah, around that.
Oh my
Rushing
God.
rushing out of the water, you literally see a giant turtle. That's all you can see right now.
Dad?
Like piercing through the water. It
Yep.
roars at the top of its lungs. It actually has like it actually
Son?
does have like glowing eyes, and it looks like it has some kind of like arcane energy, but it is a large turtle, but it looks like a freaking monster. It is gargantuan.
I am
That's not,
obviously
and
crazy.
it literally roars like with like a deafening silence through the whole room. It's trapped with these chains right now, but it is taking its giant like hands and going through it. But it's the largest turtle you've ever seen in your entire life,
To me when I
Erasmus.
Is
catch
this
them
a
all.
dragon turtle?
Can I
So
can
go
I
ahead and make a
clarify?
perception check. Go ahead and make a perception check on it while
Would
you're
would
going
I
through
have
it.
an advantage?
Yes, you can do it with advantage.
Because it's your dad. I only got a 12.
All right, so this is what you see though. You see large spines all over
17.
its head. You see that the shell itself that you can barely see is basically sharp and pointed going through it. It has even though you can tell it's a turtle, it has a monstrous face. And by the way, it's bigger than that mini. I'm gonna have to fix that in a second. It's
Chris,
actually,
I'm gonna
yeah,
flash genius. I get a 22.
okay. It's around there, although it can't, like, it gets squeezed in here and it goes through it. So this is a very large creature. So yeah, you're looking at it, Erasmus, and you've heard fables of these things. You've never seen one ever in person ever, but yes, sure enough, this looks like it is some kind of dragon turtle. These are fabled monstrous creatures. Um, the only thing that you know about these for certain is that you have to be careful because they can basically suck up water and spew it out at you in this like crazy ass steam that will literally cut through a person. So that's the worst part of them for the most part, but they can just crush through people with their tails and claws or whatever.
I
So Pan, you also get to roll with this again with advantage, by the way, because you also live in the ocean as
and
well.
if anyone on my
Um,
party looks like they're gonna attack this thing, I like wave them off, and my helmet drops so he can see I am also a turtle.
yeah.
Wait, am I making another perception check or?
Just you get to roll with advantage, so you can re-roll if you want to.
I mean, it's gonna probably be worse. 15.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the only thing that you know for sure, you've heard these stories as well. You don't know that they're called dragon turtles, but you've heard of these things that are like the size of boats essentially that can go through and like basically bite in half like vessels, and they have like breath weapons and other things. You just don't know any of the details about it. So
Mm.
yeah, they're also intelligent creatures. These are intelligent creatures, but they're dangerous. Anyway, so it's thrashing through, and it actually does speak in common, and it says, "Who are you, you small, insignificant flies?"
In Aquan, I want to answer him, and I tell him I am Arasis of Ahoy Hoy.
He looks at you and he says, he stops thrashing around. He's like, "You're a silly creature. Unchain me."
Oh, yes, of course. Mm, do you know how, or what do I need to do?
He looks at the chains and he says, "If I knew how, wouldn't I break them myself?"
Very excellent. Uh, yeah, okay. I'll turn back to speaking to everyone coming. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna cut his chains now.
We should probably not do that.
Up the hall, CEO yells, "Agreed."
What?
He says, "When the red cloaked toys come back in the room, tell them I am displeased."
They bound you, wise and noble dragon turtle.
He said, "The only reason you're not dead yet is because you don't have the wards up and you don't have red cloaks. If you had the wards up, if you had red cloaks, I would already have steamed you to death, insignificant beasts."
They want to help you.
He says nothing. So so as you start looking at these things, and he moves out, but he is so massively large. And Erastus, you do get a tinge of feeling bad because he doesn't have a lot of room in this thing, obviously. Um, as a matter of fact, when he's in here, he has to actually squeeze sideways just to go back and forth. Um, uh, you look at these chains, and they are really, really, really high level magic bindings that are way more complex than they look on the onset. You can tell right away. These are made. These are like priceless things. Like, you're looking at it, you have no fucking idea how these work. As a matter of fact, you also are very, very impressed with the workmanship. These are not just chains. On the insides of these chains are 1,000 complexities that can essentially bind something like this and make sure that it doesn't break. They're also self-repairing, and they have a bunch of defenses built into them.
Past the 25 investigation, do
Yeah.
do I
It,
know? If
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any obvious, like, it doesn't look like there's any crack in the system or any obvious way to bypass them. There's a couple different things that you can think of. First and foremost, if you could if you could get these chains in the same room as the crazy magic, sure, that'll work. If you could somehow dispel the chains, that will work. However, any attempt on chains like this to dispel is going to have a mishap backfire. There's defenses in place. So a matter of fact, any magical effect at all that touches these chains has a counter effect that goes back to the caster. Um, they are impossible to break. You couldn't do it if you wanted to. And the worst part is that underneath whatever base metal is on top of this that looks like it's just like a lead that doesn't rust, or I'm sorry, not a lead that doesn't rust, but like a lead that is hard to like scrape off. But underneath it is a metal that doesn't rust. So you don't really know like what's going on because like the dragon itself has been able to steam off tiny pieces of that lead so you can see the shiny metal underneath, but it's not enough for you to investigate. You're gonna need to like take the chain and go through it, and you can't because it's moving everywhere with the turtle. But so the dragon has tried. The dragon has tried to steam it off. The dragon's tried to break it. You can tell the dragon's bitten it. He's clawed at it. I mean, it's taken a shit ton of damage, and it's more than fine.
sounds pretty
But this is a
impossible.
very dangerous creature. Maybe the whole group could take this. Maybe they'd all die. You don't know. You're pretty sure this is dangerous. You probably have an easier job killing that kraken than the dragon turtle.
Um, let me talk with my group. We'll see what we can figure out. This looks like you've given it a good few whacks, and I've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah. Now there is one more door going back to this room, and then of course there's the two doors up here. But yeah, it's just dangerous because you know the dragon turtle's not bluffing. If the dragon turtle wanted you dead, he would just breath you and try to kill you right now. There's nowhere in this room that you're safe from this dragon turtle.
Large Tort Lord, where do the red cloaks come from? We might be able to find some way to release you, because we'll level with you. There's not a way I can find to break this.
So he puts more of his body out, and his eyes glow, and he does his best to use his hand to show you that the red cloaks come from here and sometimes here. Now,
I see.
Erastus, now that you've been in the room for a little bit, you realize these two orbs. This is a genius magic item. It's actually it actually looks like this is how the turtle maybe feeds, because there are tons and tons of fish in here, and it's not always the same fish. Sometimes it looks like it's empty. Sometimes it looks like it's a school of fish that's circling around. Sometimes it's other crabs and other things, and it changes. Both of these orbs seem to be like that. This must be how they feed it.
Okay. I'll go back to everyone else.
Okay.
We gotta let him go.
You're making a fucking mistake if you think that you can reason with that thing.
Yes, I've heard legends about them, and yeah, they've broken ships and they've done some bad things, but they've also brought people back to shore and worked with people. They're not inherently bad creatures. I mean, I just can't imagine being in a pool of water that small all your life, and that's all you know. I mean, I'd rather die than that happen to me. So I don't know. It doesn't. I don't like it, and I want to let them go.
Are they from this plane?
They're from, yeah. I mean,
Oh, that's too bad.
Yep.
one time
By the way, as you guys are having this conversation, everyone in the group hears a very subtle but very prominent whisper within both ears. First the left, then the right, then the left, and it says, "Elizenseep, Elizenseep, Elizenseep."
the fuck?
What does it say? Licensee.
Yeah, it actually says Elizenseep. Elizenseep. It's some kind of name. But at first, everyone assumes that everyone, like, people are
You
like
group
saying
A.
this, but then everyone looks confused. So, by the way, the Krakaleka says, "Oh, who is Elizen Zoop? Who's that Zoop Zoop? Zip? Elizen
No.
Zip? Who's
I
Elizen Zip?"
I stuff
Wait.
him in a bag. I stuff him in a bag.
Yes. I put the gem back in his mouth so he can't talk.
Wait, you took the gem out of his mouth?
Well, I mean, it had to fall out for him to talk, right?
No, he puts it back. I was about to say it wouldn't work. What it does is it actually goes back into his, like, where his, like, skull would have housed his throat. There's also a piece of paper back there that we've never seen, but that's how he does it. He regurgitates it and goes through it. He keeps the gem.
Okay.
I was thinking if he was from a
But
different.
yeah, you can
plane,
put him in the back. He can't really do much. You can definitely put him in the back.
I wonder if you're.
You just need to
I
breathe.
wonder if you're. If the rock would work on the dragon turtle.
I have an idea, but you might not like it.
Kill him? I don't.
Wait, what if I polymorph him into something small, and we just carry him out?
The chains may still bind him, but it's worth a try.
We can try. I mean,
If we could occupy that space while he's gone, I could banish him, and then he would end up in a different space. But we'd have to put something in that water pool, and I don't know what happens when you banish things around here.
I'll be honest, I think this is a waste of time.
That too.
To the plane of water, he'll probably really love that.
Yeah, but
Yes, but
I
it's not
can't-
permanent.
It is if I.
No,
Yeah,
he's not from
it's,
there.
It's not for this guy, not this time, but it can be. But either
Okay.
way, it's a waste of spell energy that we may need to heal people with.
I'll be honest, Erastus, I see your conviction. I think this is going to get us into hot water later. No pun intended.
Well, Erastus can't hear you guys unless you're moving him.
I thought Erastus walked back over to us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Erastus.
I was under
that's
that
what your
impression
character
too.
is.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
He was talking to us.
All right.
Wouldn't polymorph also only last for so long? What happens then? Is it just going to crush the entire Doom Vault if we're in a hallway and then he expands to his full size?
He gets out of the chains. All we'd have to do is polymorph him, put him in a different part of the room, and then he'd be out of the chains. Technically, we don't know how they're affixed to him.
He won't be in contact with them.
However, I could be completely misinterpreting the situation. I'll be honest. We were sent here by the people that, did the thing. So
We could ask him if he knows where a phylactery is.
It's also good.
I don't think questions is going to turn out well for you. I think
yes,
kind of help me and you get nothing in return scenario other than it's the right thing to do, maybe we can get some assistance from him. But he's not going to make a deal. This is not the being that you make an exchange between equals.
Well, then let's go. No point in bothering with him then.
Well, he could potentially keep the red cloaks off of us for a while.
Yeah, no, he wants
Wouldn't
to kill them.
expect it.
He wants to burn
Exactly.
and kill them.
That's just it. If he got out, don't know. Next group comes in, they're filleted alive. Wouldn't that maybe draw attention to this area? And
Well, we
we
haven't
could maybe
actually discussed.
pass.
We're here on behalf. We're here on, for them. We haven't really made a decision if we're going to double cross them or not.
Oh, I have. They almost killed my brother. I have no allegiance to them. I'm here to keep us alive.
So fuck these red mages. Is that the general consensus?
I mean, that's been mine.
All right, well, hold on. Yes, fuck the
Yeah.
red mages, but like, what are we just gonna say? Yes, stick it to the man, and then they're gonna show up and absolutely fucking destroy us? You
Well,
remember
so-
what happened?
We have a
Can-
vampire lord on our team. We get a dragon turtle. I'm pretty sure I know a fire elemental that isn't too keen on them.
Yeah.
We assemble a suicide squad, and then we go get them.
Erastus, why do you know that this dragon turtle is not gonna do terrible things if we let it out?
Not for nothing.
He probably will do terrible things, but it's not. You can't. This is a force of ancient nature. You can't control it. You can only direct it.
Okay.
And I would rather direct it away from us. He will on. You kn- He won't blindly kill me if I free him. There's an understanding of the waves and of this. You have. It's hard to describe. I just feel it in my shell that this is what is right.
All right. Then I say we get him out.
Yep.
Fuck these red
Feel it in your
wizards.
jellies?
So deep in my jellies.
Ugh, stop talking about your jellies, Erastus. Ugh.
I'm gonna sit on him.
Don't. Ugh. I don't like you like
No,
that,
you
Erastus.
can't.
Well,
Okay,
then you
so
go ahead and try it.
I'm gonna walk back out
You
to the
come back
dragon
with
turtle.
succubus, my dude.
Yeah, go
Look.
ahead. Go ahead.
We're gonna do our best to free you, sir.
Show me where you are, though, Rasmus. Yep. Okay.
I can't imagine the indignity and the pain it must be to live in such a small ocean.
He
Would be
looks at
for
you
me.
and he says, He says, "Don't talk to me about indignity and pain, small child." He said, "Just release me."
So we have an idea. We wanted to run it past you first. We can attempt to change your shape into something smaller and allow you to free your bonds. But with such advanced magic, we're not certain if that's going to work, but we're willing to give it a try if you are.
He says he has to try.
But you'll have to. We don't want to have to battle against your will, so we'll need your consent for this.
Yes, he said try.
I'll just.
Anything that frees me from the bonds are obviously in my intentions as well. Try.
I'll call out to Umbra that he can give it a shot if he wants.
Do we want to try banishment first?
Banishment only lasts for a minute, unless I can banish him to the water plane, and he's not from the water plane. Otherwise, he'll just come back in a minute unless I can occupy this space
All we
that
have
he's
to
in.
all we
Wait,
have to do is
wait.
put something in that occupies the space. Like if I flew Bimmy out there, he can't spawn back in on Bimmy, so it would shift him by 5 feet.
But
Which
Benny's tiny.
yes, but it's a 1 foot. Shifting him by 1 foot would
I
be enough.
don't know. I've never done this spell before.
Wait,
Wait.
don't we just need him out of his shackles?
How?
Meaning
Hi.
when he comes
Yes.
back,
Yep.
he just needs to be out of the shackles.
Well, if he's
How-
gone, we could move the shackles.
How are the the shackles affixed to you, sir.
I'll translate an awkward.
Yeah. So he. Yeah.
amenable to that language.
Oh no, he actually can
speak in
speak common. Yeah, he can speak in
No,
common.
no,
He's
I
speaking
got that. I
common.
don't know if he prefers Aquan, if
Yeah.
that's more of a dignified language to him or not.
He
So
he
differential with
hears
this
he
guy.
does hear what he already hears what Umbra says, and he says explain further, weird monkey man.
I was gonna say the fucking.
Sounds like a new nickname.
Don't you dare.
WMF,
no.
what's up?
So we were thinking about displacing you from reality for a short amount of time, removing the shackles from the space that you were held in, and you come back unshackled without having to break anything.
Yes, back unshackled. He said, "Try your magics, monkey man."
Okay. I mean, you could call me Umbra. It's a lot easier, shorter, rolls off the tongue better than Monkey Man.
I think Monkey Man is a sticker.
Don't I will punch you, Philip.
That's a good nickname, I think.
If you can reach me, shorty.
Yep. What would you guys like to do?
I'm
Or do
gonna
you
get
wanna
right
try
by the
polymorph?
chains so I can move the chains.
Sure.
All right.
All right, go for it. Let's see. I actually do know how banishment works. What I don't understand is you don't get to choose, do you? You actually do not get to choose the plane of
You go to
existence.
a safe demi-plane.
Right.
Unless the creature comes from a different plane of existence, and then
Right.
after a minute, it comes right back to its where it was, unless that
Okay,
spot
sure.
is occupied.
Sure. Yep. Yeah. You
We'll
can
find a way to
do this. It's concentration up to a minute. You can
Mm-hmm.
you can cast it. Yep.
Oh,
And I want to
before
make sure, Erastus, I can touch these chains, right? They're not gonna hurt me.
You just can't. If you do a magical effect on them, they might backfire.
Okay. No magic.
I have
Yeah.
before, because I actually haven't gotten a chance to look at the change yet. I'm looking specifically
Yeah.
to see if there's any alarm or alert,
Go for it. Do an Arcana check.
sort of arcane magic.
Yeah, do an Arcana check. Yep.
Smart. Can I give him guidance?
Yep. Yeah, this is intimidating because they're literally attached to this turtle who is not staying still and may not be able to stay still, but you can do it. Yeah. So
25 total.
okay. The one thing that you realize on these chains, Arasis perceived this as well. It's unknown if the chains themselves transfer any magical properties or energy towards the turtle. The only way to know for sure is to try to bind yourself and do an experiment, but it's possible.
I'm going to not say anything. I'm gonna walk back, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
just motion for Sio to join me at the bottom of the stairs. Maybe
Okay.
Gretna too, if she wants.
Okay. Yep.
I don't want to do anything that's going to get us hurt. This turtle isn't worth it.
This could fuck us. This could fuck us hard.
Then no.
This could alert everything, and we could have an army flood in on us. Like, I get it. Turtles look out for turtles, but this is bullshit.
Okay, then the answer's no.
I'm also whispering quieter than I am speaking through the microphone.
Mhm.
But look,
Just
this.
sitting in the.
We don't need to whisper. We'll just tell our asses it's too dangerous. Sorry.
No, why don't we. Look, Erastus is really. He's dedicated to this. Why don't we just check the next room? And maybe he'll forget. He seems pretty simple.
Oh my god.
Oh, if he hears you, that's gonna hurt.
Well, look, I'm here to keep you guys healthy and keep you guys alive if I can. It's been easy so far, and I want to keep it that way.
Look, I'm not about to make some bullshit deal with some dragon turtle.
Okay,
Like, yes.
I'm with you.
Really do that in campaign A.
Kino's not here right now, Erastus.
Tio will tell Gretna and Umbra that they feel strongly to at least be forward with Erastus about that and potentially offer to revisit this when we're stronger.
So Azrael, as this is going on, you are still there, right, Azrael?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
here.
As all this is going on, you see it's almost like a daydream. This only happens for a second, by the way, but clearly this exchange happens for longer than a second. You see a large 10-foot tall humanoid bird like man that has feathers of every color of the rainbow. He's shimmering. He has a staff made of gold that has what looks like 7 or 8 eyes that are constantly opening and closing, and the staff itself is changing very slightly. His armor that he's wearing is also made out of gold, and it looks like it's got quicksilver going through all of it, but it's of course golden color. It is also
Right.
slightly changing as he talks to you, and he says, I can give you so much. Listen, you want those chains gone? I'll let it happen. All you need to do is say yes, accept my gift. And in an instant, it's over.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Now, no one, of course, sees
Not there.
this. No one sees this but you. But you're sure it was real. You were in an area, by the way, that had a ton of mist surrounding you. You've never seen anything like this. It was like a flash of reality to you. Um, Obviously very, very scary but exhilarating because you could actually feel his promise was probably real. There was so much magical energy going through. You've never experienced anything like it. So
Damn. I'm just gonna keep to myself for a second and just think about it while
yep.
they're still talking.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm waiting
see,
on you, dude. I'm waiting on you.
as that happens,Cio, you actually see within your mind this giant staff. It looks like it's 10 stories tall. The staff has 7 eyes, and as you start to stare at it, another one pops up and another one pops up until there's 12 eyes. All the eyes close, and you see this impossibly large silver tower that literally starts screaming up from the sky. It actually sounds like a woman's scream that like and it starts to rise like all the way up into the heavens, and this deafening scream, and then the silver tower starts to open in impossible ways. It's a giant puzzle, and you start to see these infinite libraries and other things within the room that have these flashes of arcane secrets, amazing magic items, unbelievable magic creatures. Everything closes. You see the same figure, this 10-foot tall bird like humanoid bird with like all the colors of the rainbow, and it says, you are special. Take my gift. I can give you so much unlimited power. Do it. And as it says that, the voice changes very slightly, then it cracks to a female voice, and then you're back to where you were.
I just saw that in my mind. I didn't see it in front of me.
No, you actually did see it in front of you. This is very confusing. It's the same thing with Azrael. It's like a daydream though. So it's clear. You know it's impossible. You know that this is literally impossible. So you have to think that you're daydreaming, but it does actually feel very real at the time. And all this happens in less than a second. It does not happen in the time that I used to explain that, which would have been a couple seconds, like 5, 10 seconds. It all happens in less than a second. That's how you think it's a daydream because it's impossibly fast. Anyway, so both of this happens at that time.
Does
Azrael's
everything
gonna look.
make sense? Sorry, Azrael. You go first.
I was gonna say I turned to CO to see if she saw the same thing I did, or something similar to me, or anybody in the room sees something that I did.
Well, you notice that he's bewildered, CO.
Yeah, I'll finish my conversation with Gretna and Umbra. Tell them that we should be honest, if anything, with Erastus, and at least offer to revisit this later. We're stronger and more assured of ourselves. And then she'll go over to Azrael and like put a hand on his arm and just kind of like cock an eyebrow and mumble, "Did you see?"
And I'm before she even finishes, he'll nod and cut her off that way she doesn't have to say it out loud.
Yes, Chris. He nodded. That's a yes.
I mean, are you thinking to yourself privately that you're taking The creature up on the
No,
shelf?
no, 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 no,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no,
All
no.
right. Okay.
That was just me nodding towards Theo, saying,
Gotcha.
"Yeah,
Okay, that's fine.
I felt the same thing."
Yep.
Yeah, Sia will just take to her book and start writing in it, messaging Azriel.
Yep. Yeah, you guys can just show me what you put, but you guys can DM each other on Discord through those messages. Just show me later.
Who has the
I'll copy
by the
them
way?
all and send them with the recap from earlier.
Okay.
Who has the bag of holding?
That's
I
actually a
think
good
I
question.
do.
I think it's Gretna, yeah.
Sure, Gretna,
Yep.
yeah.
I'm gonna walk over and try to put the 12 sapphires I took into the bag of holding,
Okay.
and then while my hand's in there,
Yeah.
think of the Freedy bottle, and I'm gonna pull it out.
Yep.
Sure. Erastus, we're
Ooh,
gonna have
what
to
is
take
that?
a little bit of a pass on doing this right now.
You guys,
we
you guys.
can't we
So
can't
this is what you
chance it.
do see as you're talking, Gretna. Erastus is taking the bag of holding out. He puts something within the bag that you can't see, and then he takes a very ornate bottle outside of the bag. You can see that. I don't necessarily think any Umbra might be able to. Azrael
Let me
might be able to,
see.
but yeah.
Wait, you just want to know what it is.
Arcana check.
And I'm walking away.
You'd have to do a perception check at this point. You're too far away from it.
Oh, all right, hold on. Sorry.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah, it looks like a very ornate crystal bottle. You don't know what it is, but anyway, yeah.
I'm just going to spin around to either Gretna or Theo, whoever's close to me, and just say, "He's got some sort of bottle." And I'm going to turn towards Erastus, and I'm going to go, "Look, Erastus, can I just talk to you for a second privately, mano y mano? Please,
Nuh-uh.
please, for a second. I want to
No.
work with you here."
I have a literal genie in a bottle.
A what?
Yeah, if he says that and you get if you get close to him, then yes, you can do the Arcana check.
This
This is
belongs
gonna
to
go
all of us.
so
That's not
badly.
just for you to.
Well, so Gretna walks up. So Gretna, at this point, you can put two together and go through it. You are gonna have to get closer to Erastus, though. Just keep in mind everyone is where they really are, unless you're screaming. But yeah, you can start rushing towards him. But yes, Erastus does have the bottle.
Why do you think you own everything?
I don't.
Erastus, this might go
You're
really
acting like
fucking
it,
poorly.
Erastus.
No, I do
This
things
could-
for other people all the time. I just want one thing for me.
Then ask. Don't assume.
Did. I can hear everyone whispering, "This isn't important. This doesn't matter." Matters to me.
That
Look,
doesn't mean
we'll-
you get to make the final decision.
We're grouping this.
Let's take a vote, Erastus. That sounds fair, right?
Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know which way this is gonna go.
Look, why don't, if we agree, we'll come back to this. We'll come back to this at a later date. It's not going to be no forever. Let us just explore the next room. Okay? Maybe we could find something in the next room that could help us get him out of here. Not just free him from the chains, but get him out of here altogether. We don't know because we don't know what's in the next room, Erastus. Please, just listen to me.
I'll look around, but I'm telling you, I'm gonna do this. One way or another, if I have to do it by myself. This matters to me.
Why do you
I
think a
understand.
fire genie is going to help you?
They make wishes. They can make wishes.
We were told not to open that something really bad was going to happen to us. Whoops, I'm up here.
Everything we do, something really bad happens to us.
Look,
honestly, at this
Erastus.
point, I just don't care anymore.
No.
Wow. How
Look.
quickly you give up hope.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Only when you want something to go your way, though. You have no respect for other people's giving up of folk or other people's despair.
You don't think people here have lost things? You don't think people here have given up more than you could ever imagine?
I don't care to compare one bad thing to another bad thing.
So minimize the bad things.
You keep comparing.
Don't do
it, though.
this.
This matters to me. That's all.
Yeah,
I'm
we heard
saying
that.
about it.
We heard that. But we are a team, are we not? That's what
And
you
we're
said to
trying
me
to
our
get
first
out
day
of
together.
here. The reason we're here in the first place is we're trying to get out of here so that Theo can see her brother. Keep that in mind. That's the most important thing here right now. That's what this whole thing is about. You're gonna jeopardize that? You're gonna jeopardize Theo seeing her brother?
I'm gonna- He
Erastus,
as he
please.
just like lets his feet fall out from underneath him. He just sits on the ground with a heavy thump. Wasn't meant to.
See what
Wasn't supposed to be here. This wasn't how it's supposed to. This wasn't.
Erastus,
I just want to go home.
at least you
As soon as
have a
Theo
home.
hears his butt hit the floor, she's running over to him, and she's gonna throw her arms around him and just try and comfort Erastus. She hasn't seen him this sad in a long time.
Everything we do is just bad. Death and people die. People leave and turn into liquid metal, and we go to horrible, awful places, and nothing good ever happens, and can't do anything. And have
Yep.
a chance to do something good.
The skull flies out of the bag too, and it says, "That's why you need to come with me. I license Z.
Shut.
I license
I
Z."
grab
I
him
am
and start, like, smashing the
sl-
ground.
I'm slamming Mei-chan down on top of him. And I'm gonna see if I can pin him to the ground and not talk.
You can definitely pin him to the ground. You just can't get him to not open his mouth. But yeah, you can pin him to the ground. He's like, "That doesn't help. It doesn't help. It doesn't help me."
Theo will
go.
take her rod and ask him if he really wants the pain to go away, or if he wants to just be quiet now.
He said, "I do want the pain to go away. I
You'll
really want
regret
that pain
that.
to go away."
Touch
It's like,
him
I'm-
with the rod.
Wait, before you do that, I want to grab the paper with Mei-chan.
Already done it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
I
want-
didn't know
yeah,
if-
So you can try with all your might, but you can't touch the thing with Mage Hand. And so, do you want to touch the skull with the rod?
I would like to.
Okay. All right. So Sio touches the skull with the rod. It does glow, but the skull like starts laughing like uncontrollably, and it says that the tickles. That tickles. Who else knows about this Eliza Zeep?
Can I put him in the bag of holding?
Eliza Zeep?
Can I put him in the bag of
Oh, he's
holding?
gonna fucking disappear.
Because it's a creature, he can struggle against you. So it's just hard. You guys. I think at some point someone tried to. Well, if you. So let's say that you
No
try
one
to
can
like
put him in the bag
smack
of
him
holding.
around or damage him or whatever. What you also notice is that unfortunately he's made out of this ashen bone material that is pretty easy to smash and going through things, and he seems like relatively indestructible, unfortunately for him, probably more than anyone. But he so he's hard to crush and kill and everything else. But he can struggle against you to go into the bag of holding. But he says, why is everyone making me shut up?
I don't trust people that talk to me in my mind.
He said, I still want to know that crazy word. He said, am I the only one that heard that crazy word?
No, you're not.
He
Shut
looks
up.
around, by the way, and he says, that is scary. And he's obviously looking at the turtle. He flies. He tries to get away, and he flies over here. He says, "Yeah, did you see this? What?" And he tries to put his face in the water. And as he does put his face in the water, you can see that like he's like struggling to try to get in. And he said, "Nope, doesn't work."
I just can't win.
He starts floating over here.
I'll just give Theo the bottle.
Yeah. He says, "Wait, why is that? Oh, that's your dad? That's why you're sad, because that's your dad and he's chained up here?" And he goes through the chains and starts looking. He's like, "Oh, guys, the turtle, his dad is in prison."
In Aquan, I will turn to the dragon turtle and say, "Please eat him."
The dragon, the turtle does look at the small like skull. The skull looks up at the dragon turtle and he says, "You smell terrible." And as he does this, it almost hits you, Erastus. A stream of molten steam, frightening amounts of molten steam in a cone wash over the skull. And as it does that, you actually see the skull for a split second get obliterated. And before that happens, all the ash is cleaned off and it looks like solid white bone underneath it, but almost too perfect. And basically the skull itself starts to like basically disintegrate. But as that happens, there's a sheen of magical energy, like an echo of magical energy underneath it. And he still has the piece of paper. He still has the gem. Those do not get destroyed. And then immediately it comes back, and the skull's like, ah, don't do
So
that.
the skull deformed for a second and like vanished for a second, and then it reformed
But
around the gem and
there
paper?
must have been, yes, but in its place there was this magical energy that took the form of its skeleton, and it was solid enough to keep in the items. And the skull itself was like, "Oh, you do not want that dragon turtle to melt your face off," and it's going over here.
Wow.
Pen, can you help me check for traps on this door?
How can I help?
I don't know what I'm doing.
So the dragon turtle turns to both of you because he can hear this, and he says, "You don't want to go in there, little monkey man, little fish girl. The Naga lives there.
The who?
The Naga."
So why
I've
do you not
seen the
want to go?
Naga. I've seen the red little underlings. I've seen the red monkey men open that door to feed the Naga.
There's more monkey men.
This isn't right.
There are so many, many monkey men.
This isn't natural.
Erastus, you actually can read between the lines. What the dragon turtle's actually saying is he is enraged and ashamed that humans have put him in this position, to the point that he hates them and sees them as prime, like basically like sub like conscious things. He literally hates humans with the bottom of his heart, and you can read the subtext. But that's a learned thing. The dragon turtle didn't start this way. It's because he's been enslaved by these wizards, and they've literally bested him, which he, of course, and you would think this too, would be impossible, given that he's such a majestic creature that's not meant to be enslaved. So he has a deep hatred for humans.
What do they use him for?
Good question.
What is your what do they do to you? And I'm sorry, I know.
Yeah, so he does look at you.
What is your name? I never asked.
He said, "My name." He said, "Earn my name." He said, "The men in here siphon essences of me. They degrade me.
I have to end this."
He said, "Fulfill what you said already, small dragon, pathetic turtle man." You have no idea what he means by that, by the way, Erastus. You're clearly not a dragon.
I'm not pathetic, or I'm not pathetic, or at least I don't want to be.
He said, "Then prove your worth. Free me."
I will. I will. Somehow, I'll figure it out. But
Krakalaka says, "I don't think we can free this guy, but I'm gonna go over here."
I know.
He starts whistling to himself, and he's like, he screams at the top of his lungs so you guys can hear him back here. He says, "Hey, short woman, what is that zeep a zeep?"
Hey, Chris,
I think we're gonna find out eventually.
I'm going to go over, use Mage Hand, snatch Kraken out of the air, bring it over to me, attach a manacle to him, attach another manacle to a 20-pound weight, and throw him in the water.
Yeah. So, so do me a huge favor, because he's gonna obviously try to like resist all this, because he can fly and everything else. So as you have Mage Hand going through, you can bring him over to you pretty easily. As he's there, tell me exactly how you want to like secure the manacles, because like he's gonna try to bite your fingers
I'm
off.
clasping a manacle around his skull.
Fastening a manacle around his skull?
Yep.
So you're gonna are you gonna create a manacle first? Like how?
I have a set of manacles,
Oh, I see. Okay, all right.
or
So
I can just hook it through his jaw, and I'm wearing metal armor. I don't care if he bites me.
right. Okay, all right. Yep. Yeah, you can. So if you take like so you're just gonna take the manacles, fasten around his jaw, and then throw it in the ocean,
I'm gonna the other side
or
of
throw it in the whatever this is, I should say.
I have a 20-pound hunk of iron. I'm gonna
Yep.
attach it to this weight and just throw it in the water.
Okay. All right. I think that's pretty reasonable. That it would. How do you fasten it and everything? Like, are you just using your
Lock it.
tools? What?
Yeah, no.
You could also do it around his jaw.
Yeah, that's the.
Well, that's what he's trying to do. I think he's
Yeah,
doing it around his jaw. Yeah.
and
It's the fastening the weight part that. Yeah.
I'm just going to the iron I have. I'm sure it has a hook or a at some point. I'm just
Yeah.
finding the easiest point to wrap this other side of the manacle around, secure it. I'm taking the key, putting it in my pocket, and then I'm throwing
You
the
can just
whole
take rope. You can take like rope to make it easier on you if you're doing this fast. You could take like you could take one of your like steel bars, take
gun
rope,
with him.
yeah, that do it and throw it in. You can do that. Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your eternity at the bottom of the ocean.
All right. So yeah, so you throw him and he sinks under. Yeah.
Yep, he's gone. And no sooner. Yeah, Erasmus has changed now. That was a big plot point for him. He's going to be different going forward.
Seeing Erasmus acting this way, Sio will go up to Umbra and urge him to at least talk to at least consider using polymorph now, and then at a later date we could try banish. But she's very concerned about Erasmus.
Yes, I will do that. Can we at least explore the next room before I do that? I just worry that is this the hill of Dragon for the time being? I'm not totally against doing it, but I feel like why? Why are we doing this?
Is it just for Erasmus's feelings at this point?
Are we all going to die because of Erasmus's feelings? Are we going to have the entire, school of red wizards flood this place for
Do
Erasmus's
you have?
feelings?
Let me ask you this, Azrael. We're ending the session, but you're about to get shunted out. Do you have any intention at all of taking Elizen Zeep up on his offer?
That's who that was? Oh no.
Okay. All right. So so as you guys are talking, you see the same exact thing that happens to Sio normally happen to Azrael, and he is gone. And now Azrael, you will be able to level with the group as you go through. This will be your leveling thing. I'll get with you afterwards to explain kind of how that
Sure.
goes down because it's the most significant one for you so far. But yeah. You guys see this. You do see it, but it looks very similar now to the way Sio leaves.
Oof.
She'll just like smile and like wave, not thinking Azrael will actually see it, but she'll just wave.
So who was that? Was that like your boyfriend or something?
Do you want to know, Umbra?
He seemed, I don't know, he seemed out of place.
Acquaintance. Similar business interests. Nice guy. Very capable at fighting. You should have seen him. It's rather impressive. He's part of the group who's still in the tomb. I was shunted there to help them, and Erasmus was able to follow me, and I got shunted back. He got tangled up in it.
Pen, when you were looking at that door, by the way, it is actually unlocked, as an FYI.
Oh boy.
Is the door in front of me unlocked?
No. Nope, it's locked. So if you're looking at that and going through it, it's actually just a solid piece of marble. It actually doesn't look like there's any obvious way to open this door. You push on it, doesn't really work. But it's clear this is meant to be a door.
With my investigation, do I see any?
Yeah, so as you start feeling around, you notice that there's an easy trick to this door. All you have to do is press on each side in the middle of it. There's like small levers, and you just press it together, and it looks like it unlocks that way. There's no magic. It doesn't look like it's trapped. With your passive 25 investigation, it looks like you can just open it.
There's no point to go into that other room. Let's continue on.
Yep. The other options you guys have is you could, of course, double all the way back, go back to the prismatic room, and there's more to this, but there's clearly more over here too. So
Sia will look back to Umbra and Philip, and I'm assuming they're within like reaching distance, and she's just gonna like grab onto both of their like shirt sleeves.
yeah, you'd have to go back here, but yes, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. She'll do whatever she has to.
Purvin and
go
Mac
talk
are
to
just in survival mode right now, so they're just walking good too.
her. But she'll look at both Umbra and Philip. Look, I get it.
I didn't mean to
Think
offend
of
him.
it this way. I know you didn't, but we've both dealt with my troubles, and I never intended for those to seep in and impact the group, but everything that I've caused, and trust me, I could have probably gotten us killed on more than one occasion.
I know.
You all still stood by me at the end of the day, and you still stand by me now. I
Absolutely,
understand what
Sio.
you mean with Erasmus, but he truly doesn't ask for much. It means a lot to
Absolutely,
him.
Sio. I hear that. That's completely reasonable. And to be honest, I would vote with Erasmus. That thing in there does not deserve to be treated that way. The issue is not that. The issue is how do we make decisions? The issue is, do we talk about it, or do we let the turtle use all of our resources without talking to anyone? Do we let the turtle get us into trouble, or do we take votes, and are we a democracy? Or are we just
And even if we
ruled
let
by
him,
Erasmus's emotions? Because this group, frankly, seems to be ruled by Erasmus's emotions. And you seem to be ruled by Erasmus's emotions.
Now, as you're talking, Erasmus sees this first. You see that skull bubble up into the thing, and he says, "You made me break my jaw. You made me break my jaw." But he's up here in the water.
Well put, Philip.
Oh, I'm glad
Thank
you
you.
got out of that.
I understand you're concerned about Erasmus's methods. I am too, and I do take offense to you thinking that I'm subject to his emotions.
You guys
Well,
can,
why
Erasmus, you can
else?
barely hear this, so just keep in mind you're not able to make out every word that's
Why
going
else?
through because they're all the way back here. Just keep that in mind. Yeah.
He's
do
a
you think
great
we don't
friend.
know? He has
You're
been the
defending your
utmost
friend,
of
and I
valor.
understand that, but let's do this democratically, and let's not let him get
Agreed.
away with. He's a teenager, right? You say he's 13? Then he.
That as it may, he's the smartest person I've ever had the privilege of meeting, and he's gotten us out of one too many situations where all of us were likely to die.
Absolutely, but that has made
Agreed.
him proud to a point that he is going to disregard all of our opinions.
Yes, he's smart in a very specific way,
I respect
and not
him
smart in others.
immensely, but he needs to respect me too.
Do you
And
think
what
we
I
don't?
saw just there was him not respecting anyone. And that's the issue.
Do you
Not only
think?
all
And
that way, but we
Krakalaka says, Erasmus has mental problems. He threw me into a lake.
Theo will mage hand punch Crakalaka in the face.
Yeah.
That's
How
the
do we
whole
get
thing.
this skull to shut the fuck up?
You can. It's like a pushback, but you absolutely can. He's like, ugh.
Yeah, it's amazing that we can do anything to him.
Yeah.
Doesn't actually damage him. It just pushes him a
Oh, yeah.
square back.
No,
but
she figured it
but
didn't.
he
But she thought
yeah,
the
but
message was
yeah, no,
off.
he exactly, yeah. Yep.
But see, this is not just for you. I would say all of this to Erasmus as well.
Pan's gonna
Well, he's
pat the
smart.
skull on the head.
Thank you. The dragon turtle called you a fish woman, but I think you're sweet.
Aw, thank you.
Well,
I've
that's-
gotten used to people calling me things over the years, so it doesn't affect me much.
Philip, understand your concerns. I don't think that just one person should make any executive decision on behalf of the group. It doesn't mean we should disconsider what Erastus is asking of us.
I haven't.
Why
I
don't we
haven't.
reconsider by a vote? I will talk
I'm
to Erastus about the situation. I agree it should be
absolutely.
addressed. I think we should
Do you
take
walk
this
over, Erastus, or are you making a point to
Um,
not get involved in this?
He is staying very.
Umbra makes a
Okay.
good point, though.
Yeah.
Do you really think, Umbra, that it will signal the entire, basically, vault?
Of
If an
fucking
alarm goes off
course.
because this thing gets freed, then what's the point of freeing it?
Exactly. And also, what's the point of even, doing the job in here if we're just
Right.
going to ruin it because, someone's upset because, there's a turtle in here with them. It's like, I
And it happens
understand.
to be a turtle. If this was not a turtle, if this was just some other creature that was chained, it wouldn't matter. But it's a turtle. It's his kind.
Do you
That's
think we
kind of
don't know what it?
racist.
Do you think we
Matters to
don't know
me.
what it's like to grow up in shackles and imprisoned? Of course we know. Me and Philip, look at where we're coming from.
Let's get
Mhm.
Erastus over here if
Can
he's
the
willing
dragon
to.
turtle hear all this?
Sorry, what?
Asking if the
Well-
dragon turtle can hear all this.
Oh yeah, it can hear everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell that the dragon turtle actually doesn't really honestly care all that much about any of you. Erastus, you can feed the subtext and understand the subtext a lot more than the group does. The dragon turtle sees you as ants, and it's hoping that you yourself can prove that you're more than an ant. But it has no hope for anyone else. It thinks they're all ants.
I'm not
If we're
going to
gonna
live.
if we're gonna have a vote, then why don't we get everyone together, present the sides of the argument, and then we will vote.
I think we should all stand while we're voting, precisely in the shape of a cone.
Or a star, and whatever. Can we vote next time he throws me into the lake?
I want to ask you.
Yeah,
We
turtle
can
bad.
try. We can try, Kraga. We can try.
I'll try.
Thanks. I agree. The
can
turtle's
try if you
bad.
let
Let's
me
vote. Let's vote.
You can try if
One.
you let me look at this little sheet of paper in your mouth.
Yep. Okay, no one's gonna pay attention, but I voted turtle bad.
I
You're
think
right.
it's
I
more
don't think anybody's gonna count you.
I think it's more complicated than turtle bad. I think turtle deserves freedom. We need to come back for it.
I think when he says turtle
dragon.
bad, he means Erastus, not the dragon.
I'm talking about the guy that threw me in the lake. The guy that threw me in the lake.
Okay.
Is your
well, that's
jaw
what-
okay?
No, I broke it, but it's all right now.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm super itchy. Who's got something I can eat?
I'll use prestidigitation on him to make him shinier.
You can try. You can totally try. As a matter of fact, so that's interesting. As you do prestidigitation, it does clean off his skull, and then immediately it corrodes as if it's on fire, and he goes, "Ah! Don't do that!"
Okay, so you're going to listen to me. You're going to listen to me. Okay? Because I can do that as many times as I want, every day, every second.
Oh, so you
Because
just
it
want
costs
to
me
bite
nothing.
your nose when you're sleeping. I see. Okay, whatever. You're
Umbra.
right. You just be a terrorist, and I'll just bite your nose off when you're sleeping.
Ugh, then I'll have
Look,
to put it back.
we can work together, or you can be difficult. You don't even have a nose. Actually, that was a line closed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That
Why
was
you want your
demeanor.
nose, Umbra?
You don't want my nose.
No, I want you to feel the pain that I feel every night. So I'm gonna bite your nose off, all right? I'm just gonna go over here because nobody likes me anymore, and he does. He
I
actually
like you.
floats over.
I like you, clickety clack. Not clickety clack. Crack-a-lacka. I wasn't there. I wasn't there.
No, that's actually great. No, you totally should call clickety. He's like, that's right. That's right. I'm just a clickety clack that gets thrown by the turtle man underneath the dragon turtle, where the dragon turtle poops. I got thrown in the poop water.
Is there proof?
Whatever.
Seattle start laughing.
Actually, that might be. I feel like that might be worth something.
Poop water?
Was there anything else down there
Dragon
besides
turtle?
poops?
Oh no, actually it's super nice. Actually go down there and swim. It's amazing. There's actually these like there's these crystal dolphins, and there's also these beautiful mermaid women. Just go down there. It's amazing. Go down there. It's super nice.
You're a terrible liar, but I appreciate the effort.
Right. That, and it is 10:30. So, yeah. By the way, this is just so you guys know, it is actually going to depend on what you guys do and where you go through it. As you can see in the map, the place. This is a massive, massive place. Each room is pretty highly detailed. We could spend forever in here, so it is depending on what you guys want to do and go through it. So,
Very happy this happened.
yeah.
Great.
I mean, I'd like to find
But
the
as soon as
phylactery.
that's what I'm saying. As soon as you find the phylactery, that's your ticket out. That,
Mhm.
or you take
Yeah.
some of the other options. Like for instance, you already have an option to leave.
A
You could actually
Chakalaka?
bypass. You could literally bypass the Lich and take his option right now if you wanted to. Obviously,
God.
assuming he's not lying and assuming he's not leading to your death or insta or whatever. But yeah.
Sounds
He's
so
definitely-
promising.
All right,
Yeah.
be